Microphone testing. I'm gonna do some quick testing right now. Microphone testing. We have ourselves a significant thing going on right now. I purchased a brand new mic and it's very sensitive, so like if there's like a sound going across the house, like a toilet, very likely you'll actually be able to go hear the toilet flush. Very sensitive. Or like I have my dogs right now with me, and if they like wag their tail, they're going to the microphone will register itself. Anyways, yeah, tonight is going to be a very significant moment for this channel. It's going to be relating to showing my face for the first time on my YouTube channel. For the ones that know me well on my Discord server inside of the Infected Zone, you already know what I already look like, or I already have that kind of, like, I mean, if you if you were to look into my YouTube profile picture, this is what I kind of look like. One thing that is inaccurate though is this hairstyle right now. I currently have a buzz cut because it's summer, but when it's winter, when it's fall and winter, I tend to grow my hair like this. So I kind of came unprepared. I wanted to make this kind of natural as possible. I didn't want to make this as scripted as well. So everything that's coming outside of my mouth right now, it's hearing itself for the first time ever. So yeah, it is 12:50 in the morning. It is September 11, 2019. 9/11. So never forget what happened during New York in 2001. But before, I wanted to introduce myself, like my actual face, and you get to go see my body and all of that jazz. I just kind of want to go and talk about the things that I've uploaded on my YouTube channel and the things that I'm very proud of that I brought for the FusionFall community. I know for a fact that I'm the very first one who actually did a grinding results where it was entirely full of golden crates. Before I uploaded mine, everyone else was doing like a random inventory. At most, it was like gold and silver, but I was the very first one to do an entire grinding results where it's just all gold crates. I kind of want to go bring up the video right now. Where is it? More bank space. Here it is. 870. Oh wow, that was 7 months ago. January 28, 2019. This is kind of like one of the most significant videos that I've done in my channel. This literally took me way more than 20 hours of editing alone. The recording or the grinding itself took 10 hours, so we're looking at a grand total of 30 hours. So not only did I just recorded 50 plus gold and 100 plus silver, I also showed the journey relating towards it. So this was actually a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it requires a lot of editing. It requires lots and lots of editing, and this is one of the primary reasons, if not the reason, why I'm largely trying to transition away from massive editing and more towards to that freestyle, free flow of conversation. Another video that I'm proud of would have to be, oh wow, this already has 1.1 thousand views. Would have to be, actually let's look into the most popular videos. Yeah, this one right here, I'm very proud about this one, and I'm very proud about the Phoenix ones. I uploaded them roughly around the same time, and This one, how much does this have? It has 74 likes and 3,100 views. And for Phoenix Wings, it currently has 80 likes and almost 3,000 views. So that's quite significant in terms of FusionFall standards. So I was very proud about this one. I was kind of worried that the Phoenix Wings and the Fusion spawns or Toxic spawns, I uploaded them like 2 weeks late, I think, when the items first released. And the thing that I'm most proud of about that supersedes everything would have to be the Universal Item Guide. Has 1,400 views, 72 likes. I'm very proud about this, and I'm just amazed that that it used to look like this. It used to look like this. It looked very primitive, and you know, there was a lot of restructuring going on. This is what the document looked like after about 10 hours of editing, and where is it? This is what the document looks like now, as at the time of this live stream. So it's very huge, and you know, I'm pretty much the only one that's editing this document. If anything, the people who do help me out is like when there's a new update, such as, for example, like when the racing event came out, a lot of my friends were helping me upload photos of these racing items into the document. So yeah, I'm very happy about this. I recently included my face here onto the document as well. Yeah, so another thing that I kind of want to go talk about would have to be PewDiePie and another individual. He's not well known relative to PewDiePie's 101 million subscribers. His name is CineqAlex, and he's this YouTuber that I watch on a daily basis for the last several years. On a daily basis, and I remember when he only had like 500 subscribers, and now he has more than 100,000 subscribers. So he's a huge inspiration for me. What he does is that he actually uploads YouTube Future Fight. He uploads videos for this mobile game called Marvel Future Fight, and it's just very inspirational because, again, I used to be one of his first 500 subscribers, and just to go see him grow into actually being a professional YouTuber or Twitch streamer or like a professional mobile gamer. I'm just very happy that it's like that. And you know, another thing that speaking about CineqAlex, he's kind of like the inspiration or the primary reason to why I'm no longer doing that massive editing format, because something that I noticed about him is that he uploads 2 videos a day, and they're very high quality, very high information, and a lot of people do that. So here I am thinking mathematically, okay, if I invest 30 hours into this legendary grinding results, or 50 hours into this video, that can actually just be I don't know, what is it, 50 divide that by 8, not 5, 50 divide that by 8, that could potentially be like 6 different videos that I could potentially make. So there's that opportunity cost when it comes to like significantly editing my videos versus trying to do this format. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm actually kind of happy to go say this, but I spent more than $100, if not like $200, onto this mobile game in the last 3 to 4 years. So I'm not a whale. I spend like $4 here or there, but I'm really happy. This is outside of FusionFall. Marvel Future Fight is other game that I play, and maybe I kind of want to go and do a live stream of that as well. But yeah, this guy's a huge inspiration for me. I really love his channel, his cover photo. I'm really hoping that I can get something like this in the distant future. But yeah, trying to transition into PewDiePie. PewDiePie recently uploaded this video, which was 15 hours ago at the time of this live stream, and here he is unboxing the 100 million YouTube award. And honestly, it was actually very inspirational because I've been watching PewDiePie since like 2011, 2012. So I was, how old was I? I was, let's go quickly check. 2011, 1999. I was 12 years old. 11, 12 years old when PewDiePie was still starting out, and it's just amazing to see how much he has blossomed as a individual. Now there were some moments when I was watching his videos where it was really inspirational. So like if you watch the video right here, PewDiePie was talking about how at the age of 20, which is my age right now, he dropped out of his college. He dropped out of his college because he was feeling very miserable doing it. And what he did instead is that he worked as a hot dog vendor in Sweden, selling hot dogs. And in his free time, he was uploading videos such as like Amnesia, right? So he had a very humble beginning. Ironically, what's also interesting about PewDiePie as well is that this is a significant video, yet his videos only are like 720p. There's not even a 60 frames per second going on right now, you know. So meanwhile, okay, I'll transition to that topic later. But PewDiePie is inspirational in a way because he was, to himself, he thought that he was a nobody, and now he has more than 101 million followers. I actually recently purchased, for the first time ever, some merchandise from PewDiePie. It's his Lawai jacket. Last week, I asked you. I was kind of thinking about purchasing the 100 million thing, but I didn't really like the design. Let me go check where's his store? His Represent store. I was not gonna. This is like his 100 million club merchandise, but I decided not to go purchase that. Nor this one right here, nor this one right here. I just don't like the design. But what I did purchase was let's kind of scroll down here, was this jacket right here, in large. I'm actually medium, but I like purchasing it on a size bigger because it feels a lot more comfy. It's to arrive later this month, and it also has that nice 100 sign there as well. Anyways, oh yeah, so like transitioning into equipment and relating that with PewDiePie. So PewDiePie only records with like a 720p, not even 60 frames per second. And meanwhile, I purchased some relatively expensive equipment, relatively expensive, at least within my budget, and which I will show later during the live stream. So the microphone that I'm using right now is the Blue Microphone Snowball Ice Condenser microphone, or the Blue Snowball. I was considering about purchasing the Blue Yeti, however, that costed about $150 Canadian, and instead of just one thing, I could just purchase three things, which is, again, this Blue Snowball, this Logitech camera, which you're going to see in the nearby future, and these headphones, which are going to arrive tomorrow. So roughly speaking, I paid 190 Canadian dollars, roughly almost close to the $200 range, or that translates into, what is it, 190 Canadian to US dollars, to about 145 US dollars. So I spent that much money on this equipment. The headphones are going to arrive tomorrow. The webcam is already here, and the microphone is already here. So there's that. Oh yeah, so why Okay, I talked about PewDiePie, I talked about CineqAlex, and I talked about so PewDiePie, he had this one video where PewDiePie was talking about how to start a channel. It was this one right here, which was he posted 2 years ago. Wow, that was 2 years ago. And he in this video he was talking about that you shouldn't prioritize, like, people are not going to like you for the production value of your video. They're going to like you for your personality. So again, here he has a 720p camera where obviously he's tens of millions of dollars rich. And in fact, there was this one video that I recently watched, PewDiePie Analytics, that he personally covered, which was 2 months ago at the time of this live stream, where he stated that he has a net worth of more than $20 million. So it's kind of funny that this multimillionaire doesn't have the best production value in the world, yet he's the most followed individual on YouTube. So I don't want to really stress myself too much with the equipment. Maybe in the distant future, maybe if I have like 1,000 subs, or I don't know, I might purchase much more expensive equipment. But again, for now, YouTube is just a hobby of mine that I really love, and it's just better than almost anything that I can possibly think of. Anyways, so that's PewDiePie, that's CineqAlex. Hopefully, maybe in the distant future, people will comment back about this. And I talked about the Amazon purchases. I'm gonna show the box later. And wow, it's time to show my face. Now, unfortunately, it's 1:05 in the morning. Again, I don't have the luxury of live streaming at deluxe at deluxe hours. Maybe if someone from the European time zone is watching this right now, or people watching this in the future, yeah. So, oh man, I'm kind of nervous, but I spent the last hour and a half mixing and jiggling with the settings for the webcam, and yeah, we are going to show myself now. Okay, so hello, this is me, Infinite Possibilities. Make sure that I stare into the webcam, or not the screen. And yeah, this is what I look like. I have a buzz cut right now. I actually got a haircut about less than 2 weeks ago, and the webcam is 1080p, 30 frames per second. I was kind of freaked out, like when I bought the webcam. When I bought the webcam, I was kind of freaking out that it wasn't coming out in 60 frames per second, considering how much I paid for the webcam. But apparently, I was doing my research, and apparently, it's very difficult to go like the webcam exists, like the 1080p 60 frames per second webcam exists, but it's very expensive and it's not within my budget. It costs way more than $100 if you want to go try and afford it. But maybe oh, I see myself in the mobile right there on my phone. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, this is what I look like. For the ones wondering how tall I am, I'm actually 5'8". I'm oh, okay, here I'm standing. I'm standing right now, and yeah, this is I took a bath, and yeah, this is what it looked like. And oh, and here is the Amazon box. So this is a significant milestone in the channel, and I'm very happy to share this moment with no one at the time, because it's 1:07 in the morning. But I know for a fact that hundreds of people are gonna watch this once it's done. So this one right there is the blue snowball, and I see comments on my mobile phone. Okay, so yeah, this right here is the blue snowball, the mic that I'm using right now, and obviously I can't show you my webcam because it's I'm using it to go show my face in this room. All right, so I kind of wish like it had like 60 frames per second. I'm kind of pissed off, but it's okay. We're gonna save up some money, and hopefully we're gonna get ourselves a 60 frame per second 1080p webcam. All right, okay. So here was the box that I ordered. The snowball thing. It's actually huge. So this thing right here, it's the size of a slightly large of an apple, but larger. It's very huge, and it's kind of heavy. And what is this? And here's the Logitech webcam that's being used right now. Okay, and again, the headphone will arrive tomorrow. I was actually, debating if I should. I was actually gotta train myself to look into the webcam, not the screen. So I was debating to myself whether I should show the webcam tonight or should I show it tomorrow, because tomorrow it's going to be Left 4 Dead 2, right? And there's like no, like when I think about it like that, there's no good reason for me to not do it now, because I'm going to do it eventually. Just why not do it now? Because like I'm having that perfectionist mentality that I have to get all 3 of my equipment today, and then I can do the mic and then the webcam and the headphone all at once. So again, I'm really happy about this. I'm using this Soylent drink that I got from America, from Washington. There's a pack of 8 with me right now, and I think this is kind of significant in a way, because I know for a fact, I know Prizzified shows his face, Magical Dealer shows his face, and I'm not sure if anyone else outside of anyone else that has like more than 100 subscribers shows their face for FusionFall. So I think maybe I'm probably the 3rd one. Kind of funny, we are the same age and height. Hey there, welcome to the live stream. Oh man, I'm so excited. I'm kind of freaking out right now. Okay, so I need to go find a way to okay, my mobile phone is. I need to go find a way to. This is a very makeshift solution. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Gonna do this, and all right. Actually, no, don't do it like that. We're gonna do it like this. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Okay. So now that I've shown you my face, actually no, so why am I showing my face? So I've been wanting to show my face for a very long time. I just couldn't have like the budget for it, like similar reasons to like why I've always wanted a gaming PC until I actually had to go get myself a job and work to go pay for the funds to go get that gaming PC. I have a 2,500 Canadian gaming PC that I'm using right now, and similar reason. I wanted to go purchase a webcam. I have a job now, so I got myself the webcam and this mic. Okay, so I think I'm kind of repeating myself now. Oh, and emotions. Yes, emotions. Yeah. So one of the other reasons why I wanted to purchase a webcam is because I actually have a very emotional face, and I like to go move my hands, and like I don't know, like I actually took choir when I was in grade 10 and grade 11, and my choir teacher was actually making kind of teasing me that at every time that I sung, I was waving my hand. Because I kind of want to like follow the flow of the music. And okay, yeah, all right. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go lower. Oops, not that. That's not it. That's not the one you want. Okay, I'm gonna lower the webcam right here, and okay. Hopefully, someone in the future can clip this moment. All right. So I'll be showing my face this way. Okay. Now that I've been live streaming for 30 minutes, well, wow, I actually thought, how do you balance between school and work life? The answer to that is you have to go sleep 3 to 4 hours a day, and you'll find time to go do this. I'm actually cutting off my sleep just so I can do these live streams. And for school, I actually have a whole bunch of notes. I'm not sure if I can show it right now because it's a lot of how to study art, MBTI, feeling of an order, how to learn. All right, so this is actually I'm actually a huge research geek, and I actually have hundreds and hundreds of notes for learning how to go study. So like if you want to learn how to balance school life and work life, you just got to read this list, go on YouTube, and try to find a way to do all of these things. Like for example, no smartphones while you're studying. General to specific, a quote from Elon Musk about when it comes to knowledge, you have to try and start from like the trunk and then work yourself up to the leaves and then the branches and then to like to the branches, to the smaller branches, and then eventually the leaf. So yeah. So just a bunch of notes that I've been wanting to show. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're gonna start the live stream, like the actual title of the live stream, which is a picture of the day, and old picture of the day thread. Now, I'm not exactly sure where I was actually like when was the last thing that I remember that one. Okay, this one is no, yeah, I noticed a brand new detail. So as you can see here, this was posted in July 19, 2016, and we have these glasses here, right? And this obviously reminds me of, what are those glasses, like the Dexter glasses or like the cat-eyed glasses? Let's see. Let's go close that. Close that. Not this one. Not this one. Not this one. Glasses. Yeah, they definitely reminds me of the Wayfarer frames, which came out very recently, within like the last patch notes, I believe. Let's go close. No, not close that one. Let's go close this one as well, and let's go pin this tab right here. Yeah, so these definitely look like the Wayfarer frame. So like the files have already existed for at least as long as like 3 years, you know. Thought that was Velma for a second. I think we already covered this photo. Okay, so the Lost Photographer and Camp Kidney Cabins. All right, okay, so this is brand new. So the cabins at Camp Kidney have gotten a fresh coat of paint. Jelly Cabin is looking more fun this time around. Here is the picture of the day. So be free to discuss below. So as per usual, we're just gonna go and copy the image, and we're going to Control N, and we're gonna kind of zoom in. It's unfortunate that the photos are very small, so you can't really look too much into the details. But right off the bat, isn't this like the Foster's flag, right? And there's like a pineapple, no, like a pineapple tree there. We have the Camp Kidney statue thing. We have balloons right there. Remember the balloons? It's like a file from like City Point Infected Zone. What about in the background? Like, what's going on over there? I see kind of like some leaves right there. All right, okay, so there's nothing really much to go show here, but it's Jelly Cabin. So there's definite ways that Camp Kidney is going to return in FusionFall Legacy. And if you can remember, in the last live stream, I was talking about Devin, or at the time he was called Will Tilt, and he actually has these files. Let's go see all of the files. Where is it? Because I know for a long time, here it is. Yeah, this is way back from 2013. So we definitely have the models for Laszlo as well as for Fusion Laszlo. So the files are already there now, and I'm under the prediction that Will Tilt or Devin already has a fully functioning animation of Laszlo, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, if this file is like from 2013, like how much more, like, is it possible if is it possible if they can introduce Laszlo into Camp Kidney or somewhere nearby Camp Kidney, maybe like Leaky Lake or Acorn Flats or like Mount Blackhead, somewhere in the wilds, right? And introduce them into FusionFall Retro, because, like, for example, with the very significant Ben 10 update, right, we have Spider Monkey as an NPC, we have Amphibian as an NPC, right, and that was significant in a way because for a long time, even the developers were thinking that it was like impossible or just very, very difficult to try and implement an NPC, a brand new, fresh from the, what is it called? My dog is aware right now. He might bark. Okay. What was my dog? What was I thinking? Yeah, I was thinking about Camp Kidney. I was thinking about NPCs, Spider Monkey, and I think it would be pretty cool if Laszlo, as well as his friends, can be implemented into FusionFall Retro. All right. Okay. So hopefully, let's just look into the comments here. That's more like it. A shade of blue, thoroughly applied, and the cheapest screen doors and windows you can get. Okay. The original Camp Kidney actually used Acorn Flat cabins from the show for whatever reason, and Acorn Flats got nothing. Okay. But where's the Olympus? Yes. Oh yeah, by the way, outside of this photo, I believe there's another photo of Laszlo. Here's the Laszlo model. This is really old, from 2013, if not 2012. And I remember when the original was still here, and when Devin was only known as Will Tilt. This is like during like the subscription era of the game, or no, not the subscription era, but during the free-to-play era of the game, where Devin was only known as Will Tilt. I remember he was recently getting into modeling, and I remember he was, I think, posting on the forums, about these models that he created. It wasn't the official forums, but it was like FusionFall Central, I think, or FusionFall Mod HQ. That's where he was posting these photos, and I remember. He said he was very proud of doing this. There's other photos of the Laszlo model, but he unfortunately deleted it from his YouTube channel. Here's a drawing from Roz, the elephant, his elephant friend. I can honestly just do a whole talk through about this, like one of his more famous ones. And you're probably hearing my older brother coughing right now. Sensitive mic. All right, so. again, as per usual, we're just gonna look into the first 3 pages of this. I can't help but love how alive Camp Kidney looks, because in the old game it looked dead, but I love how it feels like Camp Laszlo while still having that FusionFall spin on it. Looks great. So I actually have this interesting fun fact for people that know who their directors are. So hopefully I can very quickly search up a video for this one right now. But FusionFall Camp Kidney, and hopefully I don't want to log into the game right now. Oh, here's a video that I did from 5 months ago. Hopefully it will show you that scene. Okay, we gotta slow down. Okay, so I can't really go into the game right now, but there's this guy here called Agent Tartakovsky, and on his right side, hopefully it's okay. It's not showing the right side, or maybe when I return. I get to go see them. All right. Here we go, Agent Tartakovsky. And okay, we gotta go. Playback speed is half because it's been sped up. I'm gonna go and 0.25. And our Agent Tartakovsky and Agent McCracken. Now, if you actually know or paid attention to the directors, like for Dexter's Laboratory or Samurai Jack, these are obvious Easter eggs or obvious nods to the creators of some of Cartoon Network's most famous and most beloved shows. So Agent Tartakovsky is referencing Genndy Tartakovsky, which is the Russian-American animator, director, producer, screenwriter, storyboard artist, comic book writer, and artist. He is the one responsible for Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, Star Wars, Clone Wars, and the upcoming Primal on Adult Swim, 1970. Wow, he's 49 years old. So this guy, he's responsible for Dexter and Samurai Jack, and if you're a fan of Star Wars The Clone Wars, he's also responsible for that. I'm actually looking forward to the Primal one on Adult Swim. So yeah, so that agent is definitely referencing Tartakovsky. Yeah, and the other one that's being mentioned, McCracken. I had to go kind of search this up. McCracken. Here we go. McCracken. Yeah, McCracken. And another reference would have to be this guy right here, Craig McCracken, born 1971, is an American animator, writer, and cartoonist. He created the Cartoon Network animated television series The Powerpuff Girls and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. So that's actually pretty interesting, right? That I actually recently learned, like when I was just playing the game a couple months ago. So it kind of highlights the place to be, just a little bit more interesting. Anyways, what was I talking about? Ever even noticed the background before this was mentioned? I wonder what the thing on the mountain in the background is. That looks very spooky. What thing on the background? So I think they're referring to this one right here. Where's the thing in the background? Just trees. Just more trees right there. I think it's referring somewhere over here. There's definitely something over there. I don't know what that is. I believe it's a Terrafuser. Probably was Rust by CN. Was Legacy, not CN. It's more like a giant infected tree. Wrong thread, my bad. and page 3. Hopefully you can find some more clues within this photo. Jelly bean cabin. So this is what the jelly bean cabin looked like, and this is what it looks like inside of the game. Yeah, it definitely does need a little bit more rework towards it. This really is the jelly bean cabin. Red door. Yep, it doesn't have like the flamingo, nor this stuff right here, these lines. It doesn't have that peace flag. So this might not even be the Camp Lazlo jelly bean cabin one. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. A lot of things to go say about that one. Park, Lost Photographer, Last Nowhere Picture. And again, season 1, or like photos from 2016, they're very out of date, significantly out of date. So everything that you see here, and even like the latest ones from 2 years ago, they can dramatically change. It can be as simple as courage not doing this pose, or I don't know, maybe as simple as like you see these like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots here. Maybe instead of 6, it's actually 5. It can be as very subtle as that. Now I don't really know who this individual is. Hopefully someone in the comments can bring further light into it. So for caption, for our last nowhere pick of the day, it seems a new character has been assigned to Area 51.5. We'll be back Monday. Okay, so just copy the image and okay. So this definitely is located at Area 51.5, and oh, I just noticed something. There's Agent Black right there. Agent Black. There are a whole bunch of satellites there. I don't really know who this guy is. Probably from another show. We have a green tank here. I believe this is like a recolor of an existing tank. But yeah, but the significance here is Agent Black. We have this guy. We have a recolored tank. This is obviously at Area 51. So Area 51.1 is going to look very different from what we have right now with retro. I need to go drink this drink. This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is literally the first time that I'm gonna drink Soylent and cafe vanilla, naturally and artificially flavored caffeine plus L-theanine. L-theanine is basically that ingredient found in green tea or other tea that gives you that relaxing effect. And fun fact, where is it? All time. Actually, I had a mini straw poll right here. Coffee or tea? And tea is a clear winner. Nearly double the amount of individuals. I don't really care about coffee or tea. I just care about like the chemicals. Like, is it gonna make me wake up or is it gonna make me relaxed? And yeah, so this is literally gonna be the first time I'm gonna drink a product from Soylent. That has 320 calories, and you know I can't really show it here, but it's supposed to be a meal replacement. Obviously, I'm not sponsored. I would be somewhat surprised if I got sponsored with this many subscribers. So, anyways, kind of side tangent. I discovered Soylent 3 years ago with this video right here. This guy stopped eating for 30 days, and I wanted to go try that experiment. The drink is actually banned here in Canada, so I have to go. My family and I have to go drive to Washington, to America, to go get some Soylent. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Okay. Okay. He is not the general from Johnny Test. And the general from Sheep. The general from Sheep in the Big City. Okay, I know that cartoon. I probably only watched 1 or 2 episodes. Okay, Sheep in the Big City. Oh, this guy right here, General Specific. That's kind of odd. There's a general and a sheep. Oh, it kind of has like that compare and contrast, because like when you think of sheep, you think of them as like pure, innocent, and you look at a general, you think of war. So like pacifism versus all-out total war, or maybe just looking into it. So who is this guy, General Specific? So he's the main antagonist of the series. He is Sheep's arch nemesis, private public leaders and boss, and the leader of secret military organization. So okay, General Specific was once made into a superhero in order to defeat X-Agent and capture Sheep to use a sheep-powered ray gun. Okay. This Wikipedia page isn't very long, but I guess this is what he looks like. I'm not sure what he sounds like, but I'm looking forward to knowing who this guy and what he does. Mr. White in the background? I thought that was Mr. Oh, dude, is his name Mr. Dude, he's clearly African American. Is his name really Mr. White? Huh. Okay. I thought that this would last longer, but apparently it's not. So Sheep in the Big City. So it makes me wonder. So if the antagonist for Sheep in the Big City is here, then obviously the main character of the show is going to be here. So if that's going to happen, then I'm probably going to wonder if most visited articles, maybe this guy is going to be an NPC inside of the game. Is he going to have an area? I don't. Probably not, because he's not that significant. This kind of predates my time. Like, when did Sheep in the Big City come out? When did that come out? Came out. Oh, it was actually during my time. August 18, 2000, and April 7, 2002. So yeah, okay. Only had 2 seasons. That's unfortunate, but it had its run. Okay. So yeah, if the general is there, then the sheep is there, and if the sheep is there, do you think the main character is gonna have a nano? Do you think the general is gonna have a nano? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. But I think it's like gonna be one of those nanos that you're not gonna really like care for, unless you really love Sheep and the General Specific guy. Okay. Rip Courage. Yeah, same here. Never saw an episode of it. For the sake of the uninformed, does anyone care to fill me in on the General Specific's General Specific? Okay. Private Public. Okay, there's nothing much here. All right, okay, let's move on to the next one. Parking lot. Okay, what's this gonna go offer? What's this gonna go offer us? All right, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, this never existed in FusionFall. No, there was one, but it wasn't. It didn't look like this. It didn't have these actual parking bumpers. What's to speculate about this photo? Let's just very quickly try and look into this for the first time ourselves. So we see a parking lot. We see these bumps right here. We see a water fountain. No, not a water fountain. We see a fountain. We see buildings. Cars are parked. Probably, I think what's going to happen is that, just trying to go, like, imagine this. Like, you're playing the game and you're having a bird's eye view. These cars are actually not just parked, but they're also, entering, like, they're also animated. They're trying, the cars are animated, and the cars are it's hard to put in words. The cars are animated. You're watching from a bird's eye view, so they're parking there, and then for some reason they just leave the parking lot and then exit and then leave into the exit lane, and then they do their loop. Like, how, like, in FusionFall Retro, like, you see those cars, right? And if you ever try to go follow them around, they eventually reach their endpoint, right? And then after that, they loop back to wherever they were going. So I kind of imagine, just to go visualize this, the cars are parked, but at the same time, occasionally maybe one of them are also going to move around. And obviously here's some shadows. Okay, so what else is significant here? Let's go close this one. Office jobs, Mr. Boss confirmed. Okay, City Point confirmed by Dogon in the incoming transmission podcast just now. This is from 3 years ago. CCs get to hear the podcast first. Shadow is amazing. They were on the podcast. We are the. Oh, really? I haven't heard your voice yet. I'm kind of curious. I think I know who to blame for this. So why can't Mr. Boss have a cigar and Graves can't have this? I think it would be pretty cool if we can have much more K&D characters inside of the game. So, like, at the top of my head, we have Father, we have the Toylinator, we have Sticky Beard, and I think that's pretty much. It. Unless we can FusionFall characters, and Dexter's Laboratory, Ed and Eddie, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Samurai Jack, Adventures of Billy and Mandy. So we have number 1 to 5. We have Father, we have Toylinator, and Sticky Beard. So we only have 3 villains for KND, and obviously, like, KND is obviously one of the most popular shows and has, like, one of the largest representations in the game. It's probably second place in terms of, like, representation compared to Ben 10. So just, very quickly going into the cartoon collection document. Cartoon collection. So yeah, we have multiple Ben 10 gear here to alphabetical order. So Kids Next Door has a significant amount of representation. Like, it has dozens and dozens of items. Like, and in contrast, when you compare that to Courage the Cowardly Dog, it only has one item, which is, like, Eustace's fright mask. So it has a lot of representation, and not just the item, but it also has Sector V in the future. It also has Sector V in the past. It has technically Peach Creek Estates, because Father is trying to go build some construction there. But yeah, I think it will be, and not just that, but, like, in terms of nanos, we have number 1, who is useful because he has self-heal. We have number 2, who is temporarily useful because he has run. And and if you want to go use them for infected zone racing, you can go use them there. There's number 3, which has, I think, group heal or group revive. That's very useful. I use group heal. Number 4, drain area. That's a must-have for grinding. And number 5 is leech. Leech. So I think the K&D is represented very well with what we have right now. But I think if they really wanted to, they could take it up a whole notch and not just add and not just have Father, not just have Sticky Beard, and not just have Toilinator, but also a lot more bosses, not like have a lot more villains from the show. I think having Mr. Boss inside of FusionFall inside of FusionFall Legacy would make a lot of sense, because we have downtown, right? And Mr. Boss, he does a lot of office work, so he can definitely be located there. Maybe he can be located at City Station. Maybe he can be located at probably at the earlier levels of downtown. So definitely City Station or like City Hall or Townsville Center. I can definitely see him be located over there. Let me just do a very quick mic check. Located over there. Okay, so the microphone is working. Great, that's good to know. So let's look into K&D villains. Candy. There's a whole bunch of them, and it's unfortunate there's no photos of them, but yeah, okay. I would not be surprised if the Delightful Manson from the Delightful Children from down the lane are going to be included. They are the most iconic villain, I believe, for the K&D. So we have Father, we have Grandfather, Teenagers, Chad. I think a lot of people would be very happy if Chad or Number 274 would be included inside of FusionFall Legacies. He actually has he's actually a reoccurring character inside of the show, and I think it'd be pretty cool if you can wear his kind of outfit, his helmet, along with his kind of body armor as well, along with also his hairstyle. But I think a lot of people will be very happy if Chad Dixon is going to be included inside of Legacy. What's another one? So adults. Okay, Mr. Boss is at the very top. Sticky Beard. Oh, Night Brace. Yeah, he's well, I remember he's like from season 1. One of the most frequently reoccurring villains of the series. Yeah, he appeared a lot of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He appeared 5 times. How many times did Toilinator, and how many times did Mr. Boss, and how many times did Father appear into the show? So Toilinator appeared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a lot, and this is excluding the cameo. So we have 8, and we have Mr. Boss, which is he appeared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so he has an equal amount of episodes dedicated to Mr. Boss. And how much for Father? Father appeared. I know he appeared a lot more than this. But he's definitely one of the main villains of the K&D. So Mr. Boss, 100%. I think a lot of people would love to go see him. The most obvious location would have to be in downtown, maybe like City Station. What about Sticky Beard? How many times did he appear? Oh, wow, he appeared definitely a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that's an obvious reason to why Sticky Beard has his own place in the future and the past, as well as his own infected zone, and has his own crew of candy pirate NPCs around the world. And interestingly enough, he was voiced by Mark Hamill. And for the ones who don't know, he's Luke Skywalker, and he's also very well known for a variety of other shows. And I just recently found out that he's a Canadian as well. That's interesting. But yeah, I think Mr. Boss would be there. Would be great. What about Common Cold? Um, Common Cold. He only appeared 4 times. That's not a lot. Let's just very quickly look into like 5 more of these. Okay, he appeared pretty moderately. I remember her pretty moderately as well. Crazy Old Cat Lady. Ooh, yeah, they. Oh wait, these are just cameos. Mr. Wink and Mr. Fib. Okay. Yeah, as you can clearly see, Mr. Boss. I'm just repeating myself over and over again. Oh, here's a photo of the villains. It's Toylator right there. The ice cream dudes right there. Mom and Dad. Nut Brace. Mr. Fib. That's really nice. And just Father right there on the bottom right. Count Spankula, Common Cold. That's really nice. I like this photo a lot. Okay, anyways. If this is City Point, then it does brighten the sky of the area. The only reason the lighting and FusionFall Retro City Point was gloomier was because it was right next to Ennsville. Does the lighting mean Ennsville and City Point are even connected? Okay, so I can't really have the photos for this. However, I remember that Devin on the forums, he was talking, or was it Dogon? I'm not sure, but it was either Devin or Dogon. They were posting on the forums that the atmosphere for City Station or like downtown area, the before picture was a lot gloomier. However, in the after picture, it was no longer as gloomy. So yeah, it's better for me to go actually show you the photo, but I just can't find the photo unless maybe someone can bring it up. Okay, so number 2, it's a new invention. Cool new picture of the day. I think the adults are the lucky ones. They don't have to fight dangerous aliens all day, and their kids get a lot of taros fighting these aliens. Okay. Actually, you know what? That's kind of odd. Is something that I noticed is like, okay, you're at downtown, right? And there's not a lot of people in downtown. I think maybe the obvious reason is because like downtown is full of monsters and it's not safe to go walk the streets. However, like when you look into Marquee Row or if you look into Townsville Center, like for example, Townsville Center, there's a lot of people there, right? Or some people there, especially like when you go around like the stadium area, or if at Marquee Row where you go around like the theater. But something that I noticed is that where the heck are all the people? Where are all the adults? Like where are all of these extra NPCs? And maybe in terms of like a practical perspective, you don't need to go see all these people, and maybe because like it's just going to be extra loading space that could just be used elsewhere. Maybe that's answering my own question. But I think it would be pretty nice if we can have, not just, it doesn't have to be like 100 people walking around downtown in every map square, but maybe just have like a moderate amount of people just walking around, like similar to like at Townsville Mall. So like there's like 10 people around the what is it, the auditorium, the music concert, right? Okay. All right. So that was a lot to go talk about just for a simple parking lot photo, but it wasn't really just parking lot. We were talking about K&D. So Father's Day. This one was posted by Moribi. This one has June 20, 2016. Okay, I recognize this background because I have that foresight of the future. We hope you all had a great Father's Day. No one can top a nano of yourself as a Father's Day present. Thanks, Dex. Now, actually, this could have worked in a different way. So it's not just like Dexter's father, but it can also be like father in terms of like kids next door, character. Actually, it would be kind of interesting. So we have the father, Dexter's dad, as a nano. So like, is there going to be a K and D father nano, and like, how are they going to differentiate between the Dexter's father and father K and D? Probably there's going to be some sort of change for it. It's Dexter's dad. Okay. Dexter's dad was actually a lot of fun. I remember that episode when I was little, where Dexter's dad was actually like cross-dressing as his mom, and Dexter's dad. Where is it? Nope, it's not Harry Morgan. Dexter's laboratory. Dexter's dad. Okay, so, oh, that's inappropriate. Oh, is this the item? Okay, so cross addressing. He was, oh, these are not nice photos. He was playing as his mother. Oh gosh. Ooh. Oh, here's a nice item that could be used as a possible melee weapon. And okay. Dexter's dad, wife. Oh, I have new people here. The Tarragon Icing. Hey man, just want to say thank you for the universal item guide. Helps a lot. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. And James Love. Damn, Brian with the good camera. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh wow. That'd be pretty cool as an outfit, having this. And not just that, but having these like muffin monsters, not as an NPC, but like as a corrupted version of them, like where you can actually battle, maybe somewhere at like the Candy Kingdom, if that ever comes into Legacy. Okay, hands down, best picture of the day. He's new, yes, Dogon. But it makes me kind of wonder, like, what kind of nano powers will father or Dexter's father will have, and let's just kind of speculate on what it's gonna be. Nano powers. Now, in a way, the developers have already kind of talked about this. Like, if you really wanted a power, they could justify it. Like, for example, I don't know, like Larry 3000, although he's completely pathetic when it comes to combat, maybe they can justify it and say, like, and give him like damage area because he has like a bunch of new technology where he can smash his opponents, you know. But that's kind of ridiculous. Larry 3000 from Time Squad is not a grinding nano. But just trying to go speculate on what Dexter's father's nano abilities are going to be. So we have ourselves Antidote. I don't think he's going to have Antidote. It doesn't really make any sense. Bonus, maybe I can probably see that. So like we have, you know, like, doesn't your parents give you like a salary, or not a salary, but like an allowance? I know some parents do that, right? Like when I was in middle school and high school, my parents were giving me an allowance of $50 a week, and it was entirely spent on eating food during lunch. So yeah, maybe a bonus. Dad gives you lunch money. In number 2, freedom. I don't see freedom in Dexter's dad. Would stay in Watts, but I got a test in like 3 hours, so I gotta go. Yeah, that's entirely okay. You can always watch later. Make sure to leave a like and join the Infected Zone Discord server inside of the description. Anyways, freedom self. I don't think father will have. Dexter's dad will have freedom self. Guard, maybe I can see that as a potential power, maybe because like he's like a parental figure. He wants to go guard Dexter. Like that's kind of stupid, like trying to go justify that. But I think like the Taro's one will kind of work. Like your parents gives you like lunch money. Jump, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all. Radar, I don't see that happening as well. Run group, I don't think Father will give you the ability to run faster. And just I want to kind of briefly talk about like some of the ironies in terms of like running nanos and their abilities. So like we have a number 2 here, right? And what's ironic about him is, number 2 is overweight. There's no denying about that, and he has ability where he can run faster. Maybe obviously we have like football players who are a lot bulkier and they can run a lot faster. But just watching the show K&D number 2, he's not well known for actually running, not running. I can definitely see Vilgax and like Hex. Like Hex can give you a magical spell to go run faster, and Vilgax can use his alien technology to make you run faster. But for number 2, it doesn't really make any sense. Maybe I think the best way is probably he's a pilot, and so like he uses his plane. No, that doesn't even make any sense. He has the recall ability. But yeah, but another kind of irony with like the nanos outside of number 2 would have to be Eddie. So like, where's Eddie? So yeah, we have Eddie right here. So Eddie, this is obviously showing a group run, but another irony with in terms of like nano powers would have to be Eddie and his most popular ability, which is self heal. And obviously, if you ever seen a single episode of Ed and Eddie, Eddie is very greedy. He wants to maximize profits, and he doesn't really care that much. Like, he's a person where the ends justify the where the means justify the ends. Doesn't really care about ethics. He just wants to raise his money, and him giving you heal, it doesn't really make any sense. Another kind of like irony here would have to be like Magus XLR, and he has like that stealth ability, right? And where is he? Here's like another irony in terms of like nano power. Like here's Magus, who is super duper tall. I don't know how tall he is. He's like 20-30 feet or like 40 meters. I don't know how tall he is, but super tall. Makes a lot of noise. Yet for some reason, like the Cartoon Network developers gave him stealth, and probably I've never watched a single episode of Magus. Probably he has some sort of stealth ability, right? He is like an alien-based technology where you can probably go stealth-based. But again, I kind of see that sort of irony there. And just the very last thing I kind of want to go talk about, because like this is not the original topic, would have to, in terms of like nano power irony, would have to be at the top of my head, the Grim Reaper as a nano. So like Grim has group run. He also has group heal, and he also has group revive. Now, this doesn't make any sense, because the Grim Reaper is supposed to be an individual that is supposed to take away your life, right? So why is the Grim Reaper Nano giving you more life, right? Or the most ironic one is he also carries group revive. So if you die, the Grim Reaper revives you, which is supposed to be the direct opposite of what he's actually supposed to do. So there's a lot of irony in terms of nano powers and how they can sort of justify them inside of the game. So just trying to transition and link that back into the Dexter nano, trying to link that back into Dexter's father being a nano. We can probably even see him like if they can justify him having jump or something silly such as I don't know, what's a silly one, like Sneak Group or Treasure Finder, they can justify it, and it wouldn't really make any sense. I really hope that the FusionFall Legacy developers can actually give much more reason to these powers, and really hoping that these powers that they have right now, such as, for example, something that I bring up often would have to be Demongo, is, you know, he has revive, which doesn't really make any sense. He has damage area, which makes sense, and he has I forgot the other one, but he has a damage area. He has revive, and I don't know the other one he has. But you know, like Demongo's entire power, it's based on sucking the essence of a fallen soldier and using that essence to go make that soldier as like a sort of zombie that will fight for Demongo. That's like the core of Demongo's powers, that he sends an entire army, hundreds or thousands of fallen soldiers that he has kept inside of his micro pocket dimension inside of his body, and he can throw them and revive them in an unlimited amount of time. So he's actually one of the most powerful characters inside of the game, which also doesn't really make any sense because he only appeared once in Samurai Jack, outside of that cameo in Season 5. Doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, just Dexter's father's Nano, like they can justify any sort of reason, kind of power they have, and I'm really hoping that Demongo will have Leech inside of Legacy. And Scotsman Nano doesn't really make any sense that there's no Scotsman Nano. Scotsman is Samurai Jack's best friend. He doesn't have a Nano. Doesn't make any sense. Whereas Demongo only appeared once. He has a Nano, maybe because he looks cool. And you know, there's a whole bunch of other villains inside of Samurai Jack that are also really cool, if not a lot better and a lot more powerful than Demongo himself. Anyways, all right, so here to see the names of his powers, and this is where I place my Father's Day FusionFall Legacy Nano if I had one. And nice pick, Daddy, love. Okay, let's go to the third page. That's Nano confirmed. Wait till you hear his voice lines. So okay, awesome. So they already have the voice lines for the Father Nano. This is from 2016. It is probably very likely already built from the ground up, like perfectly running fine. I would be surprised if it's not functioning well. Feed me. Okay. So Father's Day and Seaside District. Okay, here we have a photo from Stevie, or CT Moose. I like to call him CT Moose, and this is kind of a lot of things to go show. There's a lot of things going on here, and here we have ourselves cars. We have cars, so parking lot, probably a parking lot, and we have this anchor here. I think that's new. Food stand right there. These trees, I'm not sure if they're new. We have this sea tower. We have this tower right here. This looks like it's located at Orchid Bay. Orchid Bay has like a redesign, and again, like these are old photos, so like everything you see here is very likely already dramatically changed. Okay, so we have these trees. The Seaside District is popular this time of year. Fuse's monsters are totally trashing the place, so they'll have fun. Okay, so this was posted August 1st, 2016, 12:13 in the morning. Let's see, I think the lighthouse is on an island. Oh, that's, why would it be on an island? That's very observant. And there's also this thing right here. This probably, yeah, this definitely kind of does look like it's part of an island. And if we look kind of closer here, the lighthouse it's not 100% clean. It's actually broken, and I think these are like terrafusers here in the background. There's a terrafuser there as well. Obviously it's these are just blue pixels when you just zoom in, but yeah, that's something to go try and look forward to. There's some bit of design with lamps here, very minor stuff. Okay, what can the comments here bring around? I love the clouds, the stand, the cars, the streetlights, and especially the trees. Also, it looks like the lighthouse in the background is the one seen in the earlier image with Johnny Bravo speculating on the map. Lord, so clouds. Let's look into the clouds. So clouds. Oh, there's not really any clouds. It's just more faded into the background. The cars, the streetlights. Very California. Orchid Bay is looking good. I really enjoy how bright and warm everything feels. I'm looking forward to how they're going to improve the maritime, the oceanic way they're gonna. I'm really looking forward to how they're going to improve the oceanic view of FusionFall Legacy. And I guess it would be really cool if there was some sort of, like, you can actually ride a ship, right? Ride a ship like in Grand Theft Auto. Can you ride a ship in Grand Theft Auto? I've never really played that game. But you can ride a ship, or like in Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you can pretend to be a candy pirate, and there's like a mini game that you can do where you have to try and destroy a whole bunch of, I don't know, like master tentaclers inside of the water, like squid scalers. That'll be a pretty fun mini game, and there's like a leaderboard trying to see like the highest amount of scores. And I think it would be pretty cool if there was actually a whole bunch of mini games inside of FusionFall Legacy. But I think that's just in terms of, I think that's unlikely that they're going to add mini games. Oh, what the heck? This guy edited the photo. Yeah, so there's that's definitely a lighthouse, and the lighthouse is definitely damaged. And let's go. Why do you mess with the lighthouse? That's even a lighthouse. Oh, I remember this movie when it came out. It was kind of like they were competing with Happy Feet at the time. Surfs Up. Surfs Up. 6.7 out of 10. 79%. 2007. Oh, wow. This film is more than 10 years old. 12 years old. You think we'll have entirely new monsters in that area? Probably. Teen Titans confirmed. Oh no, not the water. Devs may have deconfirmed underwater battling. May have deconfirmed. May. Okay. You have much to learn about LA, my friend. Page 3. Oh, 2016. Yeah, that was the magical year of Pokemon Go. And I remember when Pokemon Go was coming out, we Canadians had to go wait like a month, whereas like Americans, it was already out and they were already having a bunch of fun. And so like what a lot of people did was, like, instead of like waiting for like the actual game to officially come out in Canada, they installed like the APKs. They installed these APKs where they can just directly play. And anyways, I remember when Pokemon Go came out, it was very magical in a way, because like my very first Pokemon game was Pokemon Fire Red that my older brother gave to me for the Game Boy, and then after that was Pokemon Emerald, and then after that was Pokemon Pearl. It was very magical to actually see Pokemon Go, or actually see a whole bunch of people get together, form social groups, go outside, go explore, and be excited that that Pokemon is here, and you can. It's like it's a nice outdoor fun. And I remember this one night, I will never forget this. My brother and I, we were just trying to go cheat with the Pokemon Go, where you can try and teleport your phone across the world, and like your phone can go into like New York City, right? And there's like a whole bunch more Pokemon stops there, and we were just getting a whole bunch of stuff. There's this Pokemon Go map where it shows Pokemons around the world. So like there's a Dragonite that spawned in Australia, so we use our phone and we warp our phones to Australia, not physically, but like through software. We do that, and it was a lot of fun. But I remember there was this one time, it was like late at night, and there was actually like a Dragonite that spawned at our front door. And I remember I like, as it happened yesterday, that I told my brother, hey, my brother's name is Chris. Like, hey Chris, like, dude, I see a Dragonite here, man. Like, there's literally a freaking Dragonite at our front yard. So he was freaking out. We got outside of our house, and and we had a neighbor. We had an Indian neighbor who overheard us, and he also came outside of the house, and he also got the Dragonite as well. And it was just really magical. I'm gonna very fondly remember that Pokemon Go experience. And interestingly enough, Pokemon Go is still popular in the world. It's not as super duper popular. Like it already lost like 90% of its members. But you know, if there was like 100 people that played Pokemon Go and like 90 of them left, there's still like 10 people that still play the game, and that's, you know, in a way quite significant. And during the summers, a lot of people play Pokemon Go. Anyways, I have a feeling Finn won't be there anymore. Neither will the Ice Castle. Yeah, I remember that. Remember the Ice Castle that was at Orchid Bay? And I actually have a very funny video of what's going on. And FusionFall, Johnny Bravo, a very funny video. I think it's from Sweet Curly Scratch. This is from like the original game. It's not okay. FusionFall, Sweet Curly Scratch. Here he is, right here. It's unfortunate he's not playing. Johnny Bravo. Nope, not that one. Maybe most popular. And here it is. This was 6 years ago, September 1, 2013. This was during the original game, and obviously credits to a Sweet Curly Scratch for this video. Aqua Chiller, I the Muse is there. And what's interesting about this one is that some guy managed to like get Johnny Bravo to go run. It's hilarious. I wasn't there when it was happening, but I remember a friend of mine sent me a video of this, and it was actually really incredible to go see this. I kind of regret that I wasn't there to go see it, but oh, there's like the Ice Castle there as well. Beta Trainer 2000. Pretty funny video. It's hilarious too. Who hacked? How do I? Good times. I really wish that. Oh, he also has that Adaptium corruption attack as well. Yeah. Ooh, he's attacking you as well. Yeah. So credit to Sweet Curly Scratch for this video. But yeah, like regarding location of like that, like of the Ice Castle for FusionFall Legacy, like where do you think it's actually going to be placed? Is it going to be located at the coast of Orchid Bay or Bravo Beach? Because I always found that kind of odd that was placed there. I always thought that like the Ice Castle would be like an extension, be like in the wilds, or probably in the Darklands, or probably like an entire region, or probably like an entirely different region. And you know, there's like Mount Whitehead, and nearby adjacent to it would have to be the ice castle. I think that would make a lot more sense instead of the ice castle just being located at the coast of Bravo Beach / Orchid Bay. Is a sight to see. No more puns, please. No. Okay, so that's the end of Seaside District. Mountains of crystalline caverns. How long have I been live streaming now? I've been live streaming for 1 hour and 32 minutes. Oh, here's my face. Okay, hello. And if you're watching this right now or in the future, please leave a like and check out the Discord server and make sure to subscribe. All right. So next image, we have ourselves mountains of crystalline caverns, and here we go. So crystalline caverns has definitely been updated. We have this very giant, kind of like a cube, but it's a very giant crystal here. Right, that makes sense. There's this little kind of mistake right there. These 2 dots, probably some crystals right there. Blue crystals right here. Planet fusion. There's something at the very top, as you can see here. There's something here. It's just like a research observatory. This is like where Mojo's research station is located. Probably got relocated, or probably it's something else. Now, I think it'd be really cool if this was like discussed in like the FusionFall retro thread, where we were talking about like a Ben 10 update part 2, and it was stating that there was a lot of aliens that escaped from Ben 10's Omnitrix. So it's not just amphibian, it's not just spider monkey. Who are the other aliens? I think it's spider monkey and amphibian, and it's not just the mega, and it's not just the fusion echo echoes, or not it's not just the echo echoes. So kind of need to go stretch. Oh, I'm kind of cracking right here. Okay. So so going back into like a Ben 10 update part 2, like I think it would make a lot of sense if there was going to be like Diamond Head located at Crystalline Caverns. Like that makes a lot of sense, right? Diamond Head or Chroma Stone is located there as like another alien to have a mission for. That would make a lot of sense, right? It's self-evident, and it's not just Diamond Head or like Chroma Stone at Crystalline Caverns, but it's also like maybe like Wrath at Acorn Flats, so we can have some more content there, or maybe like Ghost Freak is located at Haunted Ridge, and there's like some sort of connection between Ghost Freak and like that flying UFO within the area, or maybe we can have Ripjaws at like Leaky Lake, or at Orchid Bay or Bravo Beach, or within like the next oceanic area for Legacy. But I think it would be pretty cool if I face the fact I'm gonna fail, so I'm gonna fail watching this. So I think you should study. Like, what are you studying right now? I can probably help you. Anyways, but yeah, we're probably gonna have a Ben 10 update. Don't quote me. I'm not a developer. I don't have any of that inside knowledge. But yeah, I think with the popularity and like the success of the Ben 10 update, outside of like the economy crashing disaster with like, for example, the big chill wings, it would make a lot of sense. I think a lot of people would be very, very happy if Diamond Head or Chroma Stone would be located at Crystalline Caverns. A lot of people would be happy if like Ghost Freak would be located at Haunted Ridge, and like Wrath is going to be located at Acorn Flats, or like Twisted Forest, or like Wild Mud is going to be located at the unreleased or canceled, scrapped out petting zoo. That's another kind of topic I kind of want to go talk about. Anyways, let me go close this tab, and we're watching this one right here. The purple hue to everything is my favorite part of this. Steven Universe confirmed. I really kind of watch. Oh, I haven't even read the caption yet. The mountains outside of Crystalline Caverns are littered with gemstones. What could have scared the miners away? That's a good question. So there's like a mining thing right here. There's a building right there. Okay, so something that I noticed here is, so a potential thing that might happen is crystalline caverns is going to have its own factoring by grouping 4-term polynomials. Math is gay. Actually, I recommend you go to Wolfram Alpha, actually purchase the premium version of this, and also for mobile. And what's interesting about this one is that it actually shows you step-by-step solutions. Without Wolfram Alpha, I used it all the time when it came to high school and when I was and for college. Very useful. And and factoring by grouping 4-term polynomials. So it's okay. So it's not the ax squared plus bx plus ax squared plus bx plus c. I remember this one. This was pre-algebra for me. I learned this in 7th grade. Oh, here's the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And I got it. I got it right. Cool. All right. Yeah, it's make the money move. Need to get sponsored by them. No, I'm not even sponsored by anyone. I'm too low in subscribers for that. I ran out of this. Steven Universe. I always see Steven Universe mentioned in the forums. If not in the forums, it's mentioned on Discord. So it feels to me that I'm missing a lot when it comes to Steven Universe. Like, I know it feels like you're missing out on JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Now, I watched the first 2 seasons of JoJo's Adventures, and for some reason I actually stopped watching it. Oh, it has 100%. I need to go watch this because it's recommended a lot. It's recommended a lot. So this is probably, oh, and it has 5 seasons too. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna go watch this in the future. All right, so Iron Man confirmed. You know what? Actually, I'm not even sure if this is even appropriate, but okay, it's definitely not appropriate because like of copyright concerns. But imagine if like there was like Marvel properties inside of FusionFall. Obviously, Disney's going to be super pissed if that's going to happen. Like the game is going to have like a cease and desist. But just imagine, take a stroll down like the imagination road and just imagine, imagine like Albert Einstein. Imagination is the #1 thing when it comes to when it comes to discovery. Just imagine with me. So like Iron Man is inside of FusionFall Legacy. The Hulk is inside of FusionFall Legacy. Bakugan is inside of FusionFall Legacy. SpongeBob SquarePants, and basically any show that will make the company file a cease and desist to the Legacy staff. Now, I think that would be pretty cool. Not just cool. I think that's like an understatement. I think it will be extraordinary. What is bigger than extraordinary? Would it be magnificent? Would be I don't know, super fragilistic expialidocious? Probably like that. But Iron Man armor. You can wear Iron Man armor. You can you can wear his Hulkbuster outfit from Age of Ultron. You can wear Captain America's sealed inside of in FusionFall, and you can go throw it around. That'll be pretty cool. Or you can have SpongeBob have his jelly net and just throw it, not like capture jellyfish or like capture fusion spawns with it, and you can go obviously crockpot it so you can use the jellyfish net on Lord Fuse when he's like level 50. Okay, so August 3, 2016. Here we have CT Moose, or CT Stevie B 219. Looks a lot like the one from the Camp Kidney Cabins picture of the day, and looks similar, right? There seems to be a mountain in the center that the wilds revolve around. This leads me to suspect one of 2 things. It is Mount Blackhead. This makes sense because it is a hub that can reach anywhere in the wilds from this location. B, it is Monkey Mountain, an ever looming and imposing threat to remind you just how dangerous the area is. Okay, that's actually kind of insightful. I don't really think that's Mount Blackhead nor Monkey Mountain. I think this is probably some sort of like I don't think this is Monkey Mountain. This is probably like some. I kind of see like a dome shaped head here, kind of like a helmet, kind of like Mojo's helmet, right? So I don't like it. Looks like a research station. It doesn't look like it's Mount Blackhead because it's way too up high. Are they ever going to raise the level cap from level 36? That's a great question. And I think the answer for that is like a definite yes. And again, I'm not speaking from for the developers, but it sounds like common sense to me, right? Maybe the maximum level is level 37, but that's still a yes, that there is going to be an increase in terms of levels. But I think there will be. I think there will definitely be a lot more levels than just level 36. It always kind of bothers me that there's no, like, it stops at level 36. It doesn't stop at level 35. It doesn't stop at level 40 or like level 50. It just stops at 36. It's a very oddly specific subreddit. But I always find it kind of weird that it's like that. But I think 100% there's going to be more levels inside of FusionFall Legacy. Now the question is, how many more levels? I think maybe the answer for this is that they're going to do 50 levels. 50 levels sounds nice. So 50 levels, 50 minus 36. So that's 14 new levels. And incredibly, 36. What an awkward number. So interestingly enough, they don't have to make brand new nanos inside of the game. Like, they don't have to introduce a Larry 3000 nano or like a Dad nano. What they already have, the original game already has more than 10, 15, 20 plus nanos. Like, we have Generator Rex, we have Finn, we have Generator Rex, we have Alien X, we have Gumball, Darwin, Mordecai, Rigby, Princess Bubblegum, and a whole bunch of other characters. So we have like 10 plus characters. So like, if they really wanted to, they don't have to go make new nanos. They don't have to make new nanos at all. They can just, for example, just insert Alien X as nano number 50, and it's completely overpowered, right? Or like Aku, the better version of Aku, not the really crappy one that we have, with like Ataro's bonus and like stun cone. That's just pathetic in terms of powers. But if they wanted to, they can just use these nanos. There's no need to create new nanos. But yeah, I think a lot of people are hoping for they're gonna reach like level 50, and I think, man, just imagine level 50. So like, a lot of people were already complaining that when they reach level 29, they only have like 4 missions, I think. Or, well, I'm thinking in terms of like before the Ben 10 update. So at the top of my head, there's only like 4 missions, but I know there's a lot more than that now. But a lot of people were complaining that once they reach level 29 and once they reach level 35, where they only have like 4 world missions, and they reach a sort of grinding wall, or they reach a sort of wall where they can't really level up. And the developers have fixed that with like the Ben 10 update and new missions that are going to be added into the future. Yeah, you're right. I never thought of the fact they have all these nanos laying around, triple skulls. What's I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. No, I was talking about nanos. I was talking about new levels. I was talking about new areas. No, I wasn't talking about new areas. I was talking about nanos. But I just forgot specifically what I was talking about. Anyways, I apologize. I was leaning more towards B when I typed that. Look at the mountain. It looks like Camp Kidney and Crystalline Caverns are on opposite sides of it. Okay, I like this. It's really cool. But what scared the miners away? I'm hoping for fusing crystal rock monsters, something close to ultimate alien diamond head, but cobbled together from gems and rocks and glued together with fusion matter. I think that would be really cool. Now, Ah, yes. So we have the quartz hammer, we have the crystal hammer, we have the geode hammer, and we have the gemstone hammer. Uh, these are obviously references to minerals or crystals, or yeah, they're obviously references to minerals inside of the real world, and it would make a lot of sense with it that if crystalline caverns were to have like its own dedicated area outside of it just being an infected zone, it actually has monsters and areas outside of the caverns where you can walk around, do missions, have NPCs tell you to do like give you missions, right? Okay. Planet Fusion floating in the sky, just staring down at it menacingly. Actually, just thinking about I think just thinking about the Planet Fusion, right? So like how Planet Fusion is just it's just here in the background. It's like an image. It's a blank image, and you can't really do anything with it. It's not really moving. It's just there. But I think something that would be pretty cool is that with FusionFall Legacy, right? If they can actually have some sort of very subtle, it's a very minor, very slow movement of Planet Fusion to show that it's not just a still image, but it's actually a planet that's moving around, has goo. Like these planets are actually spitting out fusion matter inside of it. There's an interesting hack that a late associate of mine did from the distant past, and his name was Luther Fall Angel. He recently, well, not recently, but like last year, he killed himself, unfortunately. I don't really want to. I'm not comfortable talking about this, but Luther Fall Angel hacks. So videos. And he had a compilation of hacks. It's actually really interesting. Killing Dondi, Cartoon Network, MMORPG. Here are the unreleased sets. Actually, this is here's an interesting video right here. This is an unreleased set. This was from 2011, so this one was already released. Here is the Magician set, which is now released for the City Point infected zone. This is something that we can expect to see in the future. The Vilgax armor set looks really cool, and it's something to go look forward to. And I think a lot of people would love to go wear this outfit. I know we're not talking about hacks right now. Here's a way big set that was released when the pass came out. And what is this? This is just more of his outfit. Here's the outfit that Morbucks people wear. Here's like the Agent 6 outfit from Generator Rex, and here we have the Generator Rex outfit, Rex's outfit. So a lot of interesting outfits, and these leave a like about this. Just type. You can go pause the live stream and enter this link, or just type in Luther Fall Angel unreleased sets, and it's really interesting. It's unfortunate that 5 people left a dislike. But where is it? What was I talking about? Here it is. FusionFall hacking. Yeah, this is the reason why you gotta like these videos. So, man, there's an interesting hack that here it is. It's very cool. So here's Luther or Steel Fusion, or he actually managed to increase the size of Planet Fusion. Did he there's only one clip of it, unfortunately. Yeah, but let's just watch this again. 110, where he managed to go zoom in. That's actually really ridiculous, but that he managed to go figure this out when he was still in his teenage years. He's incredibly gifted. Anyways, Yeah, again, I think it would be really cool if we can have Planet Fusion be slightly animated, and it's not just a still photo just in the background. It's moving very slowly, kind of like slightly slower than how fast the clouds move on. Steven Universe. Mountains of Crystalline Cavern. And we have ourselves Acorn Flats. So how long have I been? Okay, it's been, okay. We still have a lot of photos to go try and talk about. Alright, so Acorn Flats. Let's read the caption. Acorn Flats was evacuated, so be warned if you see anyone roasting marshmallows, it's probably a fusion monster. Okay, so roasting marshmallows. So, okay. Go look into this photo right now. Definitely see a terrafuser right there, a moderately medium-sized terrafuser. Trees, we have shadows, we have updated textures. Nothing really much to go see here. Patches of grass. There's no NPCs here. I'm pretty sure that they removed the NPCs before they took this photo, so there's that. And I'm probably wondering that, like, on the left side here or like in the background of this, there's actually monsters here, so it makes me kind of wonder if they're going to reuse the monsters for that. Okay, let's read the comments. Acorn Flats looks great. This area finally has substance. Where did the campers go? They are with the JT General. I like that the cabins are actually whitewashed now instead of the generic cabin brown color. Fusions, more fusions confirmed. Nicely done, devs. Page 2. Slunk Moon may or not have been the reason for why Acorn Flats was taken over by fusions. Yep, it's called Licky Lake. It was in the original game. The lake itself was an infected zone, most likely be in the middle of Camp Kidney and Acorn Flats. Yep, nothing really too much to go talk about for this one. And you know what's really great about this is, like, you know, we're watching this from the future. So imagine it's 2016, it's August 9, this photo just came out, and you don't even know that you're not even close to the very end. There's hundreds of, well, not hundreds, but like there's like, I don't know, 150 plus photos of legacy content out there, and there's also like the developers blog and like discussion, which kind of deserves its own mini series for it as well. But imagine the joy of just having a photo. Like, FusionFall Retro is not even out. You still have to wait roughly 2 years for Retro to come out. So we just have these photos. It's very simple, right? But it also makes your day. It gives you hope. It gives you inspiration that they're working on the project and they're making progress on it. Now, the benefit for us people in the future, 3 years later, is that we can actually binge all of these photos at once. And it's kind of like, you know, imagine Tinky Bobinky. I like your guides and the way you edit them. Just thought I'd pop by to let you know. Keep it up, man. Yeah, thank you for commenting. What was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, okay, so like, imagine this. It's like the year 2050, right? And all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies have come out, and like that's the end of the MCU. I think 2050 is extremely generous, but just imagine like it's 2030, right? And the MCU has reached its final movie. You are like 15 years old at the time of 2030, and now we have the opportunity to watch every single MCU movie from the very beginning, from 2008, from Iron Man 1 all the way to like whatever to whatever phase 12 or phase 15 of where the MCU is headed. I think it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this feeling like, here we are 3 years later, looking at all these photos, binging them, and I kind of wish I had that feeling where it's 2016 and you're just waiting for the next photo. You're excited, you're hopeful, and you can actually have a discussion with it. Now, there's also kind of reminds me of like, Back to the Future, right? I was watching Back to the Future with my sister-in-law, and so Back to the Future 1 came out in 1985, right? And Back to the Future 2 came out in 1989. So it was a 4-year wait. And just to go put that into perspective, Age of Ultron came out in 2015, right? So it's kind of like that difference from 2015 to 2019. Age of Ultron to Endgame, that's a lot of movies that came out. And now when I was watching Back to the Future 1, the next day later, well, not the next day, but a couple weeks later, my sister-in-law and I, we watched Back to the Future 2 without having to wait 4 years. So just imagine in the distant future, maybe it's like 2020 or 2021, where Legacy comes out, and maybe someone, probably just myself, is going to watch these videos from the past, and man, Brian or Infinite Possibilities got a lot of these predictions right, or a lot of these predictions wrong, whatever the future will portray. So page 3. We're looking at page 3. Okay, Camp Leslo. It's an area from Camp Leslo, and it's home of the Squirrel Scouts. So if Camp Leslo's here, we have the NPC model for Laszlo, and it was just going back into the Tilt FusionFall Creations one. See all we have the model from 2013. Yep, we have that model of Laszlo. This will very likely have already dramatically changed. We also have the Fusion model as well, right? So we have Imagine. So I'm kind of expecting that Laszlo's going to be there. Roz is going to be there. His other friends are also going to be there, and not just that, but the rest of the Acorn Flats, or what's the female equivalent of the Bean Scouts? Of the Squirrel Scouts are also going to be there as well. Maybe just Laszlo's love interest is going to be inside of the game. Just thinking about it, right? Like, we have the Cartoon Network universe. There's hundreds of characters, not thousands of characters. If you literally want to watch every single episode that has ever been released by Cartoon Network that is considered part of the CN universe, outside of the obvious Teen Titans, and that's unfortunate because it's owned by DC. But there's hundreds or thousands of characters, and just imagine like FusionFall Legacy, which is not going to happen. Beyond our wildest dreams, is that they actually include every single one of these characters, or every single character that had its own episode. So like, for example, like we think of like Courage the Cowardly Dog, right? We think of this one-time villain that appeared for Courage, and then that character has like a minor episode, has a minor world mission or two that you can do for that character. That would be pretty cool. But obviously they can't do that. But yeah, it's nice to go dream. Anyways, Acorn Flats, Orchid Bay Pier. Okay. August 5, 2016. So August 5, 2016. And this one right here, Acorn Flats came out August 8. Oh, that's kind of odd. Did I skip something? Oh, very odd. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Uh, Orchid Bay is a transportation hub for sea vessels. The alpha whale can be found here, but the driver is missing. So we have the alpha whale here, right there. We have something right here, something in the background. We have this fountain right here, trees. This is obviously an Orchid Bay, so Orchid Bay definitely got a redesign. We have this not a forklift, but this thing that lifts up containers. And hello, Mr. Incognito, welcome to the live stream. So we have a bunch of this stuff going on here. So just trying to imagine this. It's being animated, right? So we see these cars, right? And they're parked, but they're also not parked at the same time. It's going in a loop, and like once it's parked there, it leaves and does its loop again. We have the parking place. It's not just static, but it's actually moving up and down like an electronic sign. We have this water fountain. It's not static, but the water is actually animated. And like in the sea, we have this on the left side. We have this light tower, and it's being animated as well. So just imagine with me, these photos are not just static. It's not on a pause, but it's actually a very vivid thing of what's really going on once Legacy comes out. So I love the update they've done to the pier. I'm also curious about the rock formations out in the water. I'm sure it's for decoration, but I'd love to get a better look at it. Yep, there's Bubby right there. Sweetie swag, what's in the bag? Okay. I love what was been done with it. They changed the central tower and put grass a bit more consistently. Yeah, there's some patches of grass here. Sky looks a bit too gray for my taste. Like the gray sky, gives a vibe I can't explain. This is the alpha whale. Wonder what's being built. Gray sky. Okay, so if it's like a gray sky, another thing that would be pretty cool to have inside of FusionFall Legacy is rain. And in the last live stream, I was talking about rain being included in FusionFall Legacy, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was rain. But just going back into 4K video downloader, you can't really access the video unless you. Or here it is. Open link in browser. Okay. So yeah, if you want to see the video, just pause the live stream and insert this link into the address bar. Okay, so here's Larry 3000 Nano, but don't pay attention to Larry. There's actually rain in the background. Oh, I didn't like this video. Yep, there's just rain. And this is obviously located at Goat's Junkyard. That's Larry's location. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be rain inside of FusionFall Legacy. And fun fact, in the alpha version of the original FusionFall, the alpha where it was like being teased at Comic-Con, there was actually rain. And for some reason, it was eventually scrapped out from the game, and that's very unfortunate. And not just rain, but it'd be nice if we can have some sort of snow, maybe at, like, for example, at like Mount Whitehead. Anyways, so the reason why I brought this up, why I brought up rain, is because like when I think of, like, they were mentioning gray skies, right? So it'd be pretty cool if like you're swimming in the ocean and sometimes it goes from like broad daylight, and then like the clouds come in, and then there's actually rain. Like there's an actual weather system being implemented, and not just rain, but they can they can go a step further and add in like a day and night system. They already have a night background. We know that from the Halloween update, right? Like where they turned the night sky into where they turned the sky into the night sky with the moon being shown. If fusion matter liquid was raining instead of water, everything would turn to acid. Yes, fusion matter is extremely corrosive. In terms of like it's gonna kill you. That's a lighthouse, I'm guessing. Yes, that is a lighthouse. That was teased in another photo. Yeah, that's the one right there. So here we have like a closer view. So like think of Google Maps. Here is one view, and then you press an arrow forward, and then you go closer. It's better for me to go show you than describe that feeling. Imagine being stuck in that stuff. Being stuck in what? Oh, fusion matter. Okay, here's some Kamari. Not Kamari. Here's Wuss, the alpha whale. And fun fact: the very first episode of the Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack is actually, I think, 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it was involving a race with Bubby the whale with this. And what's interesting about this is that this whale. That the alpha whale is actually powered by orphans, and it's powered through the use of coal. It's actually very tragic, and I kind of one of the reasons why I don't want to use the Kamari whale. Not Kamari. Why am I saying Kamari whale? The alpha whale. Oh, Blad Raven Eye. The sky weather condition in the picture fits it so much. Also, I think the devs have actually created that skull we could see in the original FusionFall map, which was southwest of Orchid Bay. Okay, I think you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. That Blad Raven is a prophet. It's by the ocean, lots of storm and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, it would be pretty cool if you're in the ocean. It actually starts to rain. Cloud comes in, and take it a step further. There's like a day and night. Jesus Christ, where did they get the orphans? They just abduct them. Maybe that's the entire quest line. Okay, that's next photo. Orchid Bay Pier, mining town. Surprisingly, we're actually going relatively very fast. So we might even end up to like the 5th page. All right, okay, mining town. We're gonna do this. It is August 10th, 2016. This was posted 2:06 in the morning. Why was CT Moose awake at this time? So here we have another photo of not Pimpleback Mountains, but we have not Crystalline Caverns, but Pimpleback Mountains. So you'll find an old mining town at the base of the Pimpleback Mountains. Rumor has it the mine is haunted. Spooky. Okay. So here we have the Crystalline Caverns. Here's an infected zone. The deck spot is not there. Crystals are here. There's a cactus right there. There's a wagon right there. Cactus. Nothing really much to go see here. It's just a brand new kind of layout. Spooky indeed. Let's go copy the image and actually let's go close all of these and okay, expand canvas. Spooky indeed. Wait, was that? I see old wagon there. Looks like a party wagon if I ever saw one. At least one person would get the obscure reference. Ghost Towns always give me the GBs. Next to it's right next to one of the prettiest looking infected zones in all of FusionFall. If this place is haunted, then who is haunting it? The ghost of Christmas past. This is why I need you as president. Well, folks, here's the old west town y'all wanted. Yeah, it's in the, okay. Page 2. Lumpus Cares. Now the okay. So, okay, the Gwyn's official position was that Pimpleback Mountains, Haunted Ridge, and Crystalline Caverns were adjacent areas. So, it makes you kind of wonder, will Gwen still be at Pimpleback Mountains? I have that future knowledge. I think the answer is yes, but that answer might also change as well. So the answer is yes. But once that photo does appear, we can go discuss it. Crystalline caverns is Pimpleback's infected zone. Did I do? Does anyone have an idea of who that girl is on the left side of the picture at the bottom of the tree? Or am I just mistaking a plant for a person? Left side of the picture at the bottom of the tree. Oh, this is not a person. This is just a sign. I don't see a person here. So I think what I would imagine is that there would be like NPC vendors located here selling you equipment like energy, vendor items, vehicles. You know, Merkel Riley is also going to be here selling you those vehicles from like Secret Saturdays. Here's what Pimpleback Mountain always has to be, a ghost town. I believe that this adds a real value to this FusionFall area. Okay, this definitely makes a lot of sense. So a potential thing that could be the reason for the haunting of Pimpleback Mountain would have to be Ghost Freak's alien species. And you know, go back 20 or 30 minutes ago, I was talking about the Ben 10 update part 2, where they could potentially add in Ghost Freak at a haunted ridge. I think it would make a lot of sense, because when you think of haunting, I think of a ghost, and when I think of a ghost, I think of Ghost Freak. If not haunting, maybe a vampire, and when I think of a vampire, I think of Dracula. But Dracula's already has his location in Legacy, which is located at the home of the ancients. At least we're getting something. Darklands probably don't even have enough progress to show off yet. I'm looking forward to the Darkland photos. Oh, mutant chickens from Billy and Mandy. Why would that happen? Fusion matter infected ectoternites and a ghost freak nano was totally confirmed by this picture the day mention of the word ghost. Okay, so not a lot of people know about this, but this is something that I frequently bring up to my live stream. Is that in the alpha release of FusionFall, in the alpha version, there was actually a Ghost Freak Nano, I believe, and there was also an upgrade Nano. So FusionFall, Ghost Freak Nano. So this is an actual. Oh, here's some other. Oh, this is very useful. Here are actual photos from the games. Here you have Captain Knuckles, Ultimate Big Chill, Snitchel, Tom. No, that Tom one looks like it's from. I don't think that one's real. And we have Ghost Freak and Upgrade. So the Ghost Freak and Upgrade one, they're definitely real. So they're inside of the game's files, I think, and it would be nice to go have them. And I wouldn't be surprised if like the very first Nano that's going to be added into FusionFall Retro would be like a Ben 10 Nano, right? So like Ben 10 Update Part 2, once they can finally figure out how they can implement Nanos into the game. That'll be very swell. Alright, so Mining Town. SACT takes over Camp Kidney. So for the ones that don't know, so SACT, Special Agent Capture Team, I think, Special Agent Containment Team, they're actually a team from Ben 10, and they don't really have a very, I'm not sure about that. I don't really watch Ben 10, but I just read their Wikipedia article, or their Wikia article. SACT Ben 10. Okay, here they are, but Special Extraterrestrial Containment Team, they actually renamed themselves. Known as SAC, Special Alien Containment Team, prior to Omniverse, is a Special Activities Division, Black Ops military, so think of Special Forces, unit that captures aliens and takes them to Area 51, which is illegal under interstellar law. Oh, there's actually this actually exists. I wonder what's gonna happen in like September 20th with the Area 51 raid. So this is what they look like. Here's their actual armor, and we recognize the helmet. We recognize the rest of the outfit. If you have Double D as your guide, or you can just purchase the items at Forsaken Valley vendor. What's kind of interesting here is that SACT is they're found everywhere in the game. They're found in every infected zone. Yet they don't really have any significance in terms of the Ben 10 universe, which is kind of odd. Anyways, okay, let's go look into this photo. And Camp Kidney, Bean Scouts of Prickly Pines. So if we look closely here, this looks like there's an NPC there. Or is that an NPC? Or maybe we have to enhance. Yeah, this is definitely an NPC. I honestly don't know. You can't even tell. So you have a remodeled version of what Camp Kidney is going to look like. And to the left, there is actually a lake there that's very nice. Possibly Leaky Lake is no longer infected, or partially no longer infected. That would be nice to have. We have a SACT agent containment unit here. And I would imagine that there's going to be vendors within nearby within each house. So like a weapons vendor here, shirts, pants, shoes, and there's going to be like some sort of vehicle vendor as well. When are they planning on releasing FusionFall Legacy? That's actually a good question. So the honest answer is we don't know. We don't know when FusionFall Legacy is going to come out. It could come out right now, like what they did during when the Pass came out in September. It was all so sudden. There was no hints of it being released. But I think a much more accurate answer would have to be 2021. Now I'm saying 2021 instead of 2020 is because of the sheer ambition and sheer scale of how massive and how spectacularly huge FusionFall Legacy is going to be. Because not only are they going to add in new areas, they're also going to have to massively reconstruct existing areas such as Sector V and Peach Creek Commons and Mount Blackhead and Townsville Mall and Forsaken Valley. They have to massively reconstruct existing areas and add in brand new areas as well. And with each new character that never existed in FusionFall, there's a person. His name is Prizzy. I think he's the one responsible for this. He's the game's lore council. He's like the guy in charge of watching all the Cartoon Network shows, so he can have some ideas that they can implement inside the game. Don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure what Prizzy does. I know he's a social media manager, but yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be 2021 because of the sheer size of Legacy. They're going to reconstruct your existing maps. They're going to add in new maps, and not just that, they have to make brand new missions. And I believe on the forums, I think it was Dogon who stated this. The reason why there's not really any new missions within like the last several updates for FusionFall Retro is because it's very difficult to go add in a new mission. It takes a lot of work. It's very time consuming, and they have to create hundreds of missions for FusionFall Legacy. It's not a overnight thing. It's going to take a very long time, and I think a much more realistic goal is 2021. There's more areas, more nanos, more missions, more voice dialogue. The missions have to make sense. They have to go somewhat change the fighting stuff. There's new items to go make. It's just so massive, so grand. I don't think it's going to come out in 2020. a much more realistic answer is 2021. And I think if it is going to come out in 2020, what's going to happen is that it's going to come out in the third or fourth quarter of 2020, and maybe inside of our farthest, in our most wildest dreams, that that at the end of 2019 we're gonna have some sort of tutorial for FusionFall Legacy. We have a tutorial that's beyond our wildest dreams. That's gonna happen, or 2020. So it's like gonna be like late 2020 or 2021. That's my answer. Well, I personally would love a cool new version to try out. That would open new quests and areas to explore. Yeah. Okay, so Slinkman confirmed. Sounds like both Courage and Slinkman have a bone to pick with the SSGA. Who is Slinkman? Wherever the fusion matter containers are, means that SAC has a presence. There is one in one of the nowhere picture of the days. Meaning SAC must also be present in nowhere. Either it's the base we thought was Providence or an entirely new faction in nowhere. Theory debunked. Fusion matter containers do not equal SAC. What if SAC tries to study that fusion blowfist thing that roams around there? Providence is confirmed to be in nowhere. So yeah, that's confirmed. If you saw the FusionFall Legacy trailer. Surprised I got this out faster. Second page. Laszlo's too obvious of a character being Camp Kidney. If any of them were to be there, it would be Samson or Edward. Forgot about Edward. He's awesome. So we have Eddie. We have Double D at Peach Creek Commons. We have Ed located at Mount Blackhead. I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually just have the main character Laszlo at Camp Kidney. Oh, and yes, and thank you, Incognito, for mentioning the slug from Camp Kidney. So this was actually mentioned in my Calling All Designers live stream. Slug, FusionFall, slug. No, not Camp Kidney. Slug. Slinkman. Oh. Not this guy. Here it is. This guy right here. So that'd be pretty cool. Pretty nice. Kind of reminds me of like the grapple to exist in like the grapple, right? There's a green grapple, and then there's a blue grapple where it turns ripe. So imagine we have this as a glasses or hats accessory, and there's a pink version, and there's also a recolored version where it actually has all of the blood inside of your head. Someone did a interesting photo about that. Your name is Jane Doe. That's a very unoriginal name. Yeah, the assistant is not Slinkman. I feel that it would be Anais from... She may be too young for the position, but she's is intelligent and mature. I didn't mention that Slinkman would be the Scoutmaster's assistant. Page 3. Okay. Okay, that's a good question. I know Leaky Lake was an infected zone in the original, but what's that water source on the left side? Could be just a river. And CT Moose is saying, something tells me it's not Leaky Lake, unless they decided to make it no longer infected in Legacy. Yeah, I can see that happening. That would be so much. Yes, Scoutmaster Lumpus. Now, where would Scoutmaster Lumpus be located? He's that deer, elk, Moose, Scoutmaster, and for the ones forgetting who he looks like, Scoutmaster Lumpus. Arrested? What? This is what he looks like. Algonquin Casper Lumpus. Yeah. So where do you think he's going to be located if he's actually going to be in FusionFall Legacy, if that ever does happen? I think what would actually happen if he is located, I think he's going to be at Camp Kidney. Or probably at like Mount Blackhead. Maybe got lost, right? Oh, here's a nice photo of them. Okay, that's a photo. Dee Dee's house. Okay, so we have about another hour left for this live stream. That's a lot of time left. Okay, so since her parents moved downtown, Dee Dee has taken over the house. Lily and Mimi helped with this paint job. Okay, so we have something significant from this caption. So this confirms, or very likely confirms, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is guaranteed. So copy image. I think this is what's gonna happen. Snakeman and Lumpus are both voiced by Tom Kenny. Oh, I didn't know that. It's kind of like Rick and Morty, where Rick and Morty is voiced by the same voice actor. So here we have My Little Pony and Dee Dee's drawing, and it's pink. Okay, so we have an updated look of Genius Grove. If you look closely here, I think this is a slider right there. The mailbox is gone. I don't see number 5 here, so number 5 is probably relocated. If you zoom in here, there's some boxes inside. Maybe you can go inside, or maybe you can just look inside. So this is good. This somewhat confirms that Lily and Mimi are going to be inside of FusionFall Legacy. And for the ones that don't know who they are Dee Dee's best friends. Now Mimi is the African American best friend, and Lily is the Asian American friend. So really nice. I remember that one episode where these three made Dexter into like a woman. After looking at the house, number 5 would get sick and go to Dexter instead. Okay. But yeah, so this kind of confirms their existence inside of FusionFall Legacy. So that's something to kind of look forward to. But I remember that episode, Dexter, girl. You know that episode where Dexter turned into a girl? Dexter's laboratory. Dexter's laboratory. What are the lyrics? Dexter's laboratory. Dexter as a girl. Not this one. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. This was. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, there's a nice Easter egg right there. What the heck? Yeah, that's nice. And oh, here's Dexter wearing a going to wear a dress. What's he did? Oh, here's a nice before and after photo. Okay, so let's just 1920 by 1080. You'll have this photo here, and that's the before. And what we're gonna have here is the after. And okay, so here's Dee Dee. So this thing is still there. The left side is still there. Windows are still here. I'm not sure about the satellite. This thing is still here. Obviously, they've included boxes inside, so you can look inside. There's obviously painting going on here. Grass. They've included patches of grass. Nothing too much. Well, it is a lot, but it's just not too much where nothing for you to really comment about. The DD's model get remodeled. Here's a post. Here's a very rare post from Dogon. Are you proud of me? And fun fact about Mimi and Lily, they also have Mimi and Lily. They also have believe their shoes. Their shoes. Oh, here's a nice fan drawing. Just going back into cartoon collection. Dexter's Laboratory. Where is it? Yeah, here we have ballet shoes, obviously referencing Didi. We have Dancy shoes and tutu shoes, so green and blue. So let's see. So the green one is referencing Lily, and the purple one is not referencing Mimi. So who is the who's the blue one referencing to? There definitely needs to be a purple one. That kind of gives me an idea for a sort of recolor in the future. Okay, so let's go close this one and this one. Didi is Brony confirmed. I have a new house, great guy's job. Nice photo. The big reveal here is that Didi is part of the galactic kids next door, as seen by this strange thing in your backyard. If you recall, this sounds far-fetched. Some people navigated to, when they clicked the nose of the rainbow monkey, they were led to a screen where you could type in kids next door agents' numbers. Really? Is that really there? Or this sounds like a bunch of BS. Where's the where are the symbols? I'm actually very slightly disappointed by the picture of the day. I like the idea of it totally. However, rather than looking as if they were painted on the house, the designs look as if they were painted on a flat pane of glass just in front of the house. The designs don't seem to be affected by the contours of the house underneath. The line of the pony eyes and jaw of Didi's arm and mouth and the tip of her pigtail ought to be destroyed by passing over the window frame. Mandark sister. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay, next photo. Mr. Black and Mr. White. Okay, so this was teased a long time ago. So this was posted July 14, 2016. The caption is, Area 51.1 is part of a top secret research project to cover up hyphen. Don't tell them about the secret stuff. Oh yes, it's got a lot of people very happy that Johnny Test characters are included inside of Legacy. So I'm kind of confused. Is this Mr. Black, or let's just search it up. So Johnny Test, Mr. Black, and Mr. White. Mr. White. Yes, there's the irony. So Mr. White is the African American dude, and Mr. Black is the Caucasian looking dude. Okay, that's kind of interesting. So this one is Mr. White, the left side, and the right side is Mr. Black. Okay, so nice models we have going on here. We have ourselves, it's definitely somewhere nowhere around that region. We have this super secret government agency, SSGA, Area 51.1. So You know, if you can remember what I was talking about when I was talking about like the SAC agents, right? So what they do inside of the wiki page that I read is that it's a special forces group that hunts down and takes down aliens, and they take them to Area 51. So possibly we can have some sort of SAC agents located here. It'd be pretty cool if we can have these shades added. All right, so it wasn't posted. I wanted to post this in time, but still cool to see new NPC. Yes, indeed. Yes. Proof we need a delete button lies in the long threads below, or at least we said restrict to being made by the devs or CT exclusively. Yes. They did a good job. Good choice to add representation in the Johnny test. Wonder if they're actually going to be competent now that they can't rely on Johnny. All right. Is the bean spiller. Lumpy Space Princess, yes. Okay. Yeah, nothing really too much to go say here. So we have Johnny test representation, and so something. So now that we're talking about, Johnny test, we have on the left side we have Mr. White and Mr. Black on the right side, and so it makes you wonder. And again, spoilers. Will there be more Johnny Test characters? And the answer to that is yes. Johnny Test will be included. I believe there's going to be like a remodel of his NPC model, and Dookie is going to be included, as well as Johnny Test's sister. So if you've seen the Legacy trailer from like, I don't know, 1 or 2 years ago, they're confirmed to be in there. And it makes me kind of wonder what kind of missions these two are going to go give you. And I think it's kind of odd. Well, no, actually, it does make sense that they're located together. But it'd be pretty interesting if these two were actually separate from each other, right? So maybe I keep mixing the two because Mr. White is going to be located here, whereas Mr. Black is going to be located somewhere totally unrelated, maybe somewhere in downtown. Maybe he's like doing an investigation with like Generator Rex, some sort of like crossover, you know. So I just think it would be. I honestly think that they're not going to be together inside of the show. And here we have ourselves these chairs, and we have this road. We have a road here. So where this is, so if there's a road, this is highly classified. And you know, if you have your jump nano, you can probably just use your jump and rocket nano to go bypass the fence. And it makes me kind of wonder. Okay, so if this is inside of, so there's a fence here, right? So it makes you wonder, will there be monsters outside of that fence, or will there be monsters inside of this area, and that this is the place that's quarantined, you know? Maybe Generator Rex will be writing it. I expect Agent 6 to be there too. Yeah, it makes me kind of wonder, because it's confirmed that Generator Rex will be somewhere probably located in the wilds, somewhere within a dry area. Again, if you've seen the Legacy trailer, it shows Generator Rex where it's just a few seconds riding across the desert. All right. Prickly Pines. Okay, so believe it or not, in the original game, there were no pine trees in Prickly Pines. We planted some for FusionFall Legacy. I didn't know that. and these small details, man, they make up. They're very important. So something that was recently discussed on the FusionFall Retro forums, there was a lore discussion about are fusions sentient, or like kind of like that. And Devin was talking about trees. Like, you see these marked spots here, right? These are spots to indicate that these trees are slowly transforming into fusion monsters. Now, if I can probably look into the forums right now. Lore question: are fusions stronger? Then there's not a lot of activity going on in the forums right now because of the lack of an update. I'm hoping that there's going to be an update within the next week or two. I don't have that insider knowledge, but I'll be very happy, and the community will be very happy if there's going to be an update. Oh, my thread got bumped. Oh, September 10, 2019. Oh. Spawned from the depths of the pit of hate, the Mongo the Soul Collector is Aku's most powerful minion. While investigating the Darklands, it seems his powers are confiscated by Fusion the Mongo. Aku's greatest plan will have to wait. Oh, this is recent. I need to go post this onto the item guide. So, oh, that's really nice. It's 3:30 in the morning, and we have 11 people on the document. Well, yeah, let's just update this live. New miner update? No, that's right here. You get to go see me update the document live. New miner update, new teaser, and let's go link the thread here. This needs its own thread row below, and Oswald. I like using Oswald. Update log. Clear this one. And update to the credits section, new teaser. This probably is going to be relating to the future Time Squad update. I made a hour-long video about that, and there's a forum discussion for it as well. I'm hoping that my predictions are going to be right, and I get to be called a prophet. Anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, so we have ourselves this. Oh yeah, we were talking about lore discussion, and okay, so FusionFall universe Twitter thread. Here's my face. Where is that? Can the Omnitrix scan fusion DNA? I think it's probably in the second page. This. Oh, here it is. Yes, here we go. And I made a comment here about this. So here, this was touched on a bit earlier in the thread, but I figured I'd chime with everything we know from official development documents, how the game was made, etc. So first and foremost, fusion matter cannot infect living things, with the exception of plant life. This is lore that is detailed in some development documents we've received and is a big focal point. Fusion matter is simply not capable of infecting organic life, unlike plant matter, because it's too complex, but it's under the domain of eukaryota. This was deemed the case because as a children's game at heart, the enemy being capable of creating zombies they felt was a bit much. Obviously, there's some inconsistency, so when the game was being created, there were several writers and people that implemented that text, etc. In the case of missions and implications that beings can be infected, this is a case of mismanagement and poor implementation of the story. Again, no beings are able to be infected. It basically boils down to the individual stories having to be written and quickly approved and thrown into the game, regardless of minor lore inconsistencies. In regards to in-game stuff, I would consider it non-canon. As an aside, our Spider Monkey missions did try to retcon the Mojo mission in particular. So interestingly, the bright green spores seen on the pines in Acorn Flats or the twisted trees of the Twisted Forest are actually signs of infected trees. It's not made super obvious through their design, but that's basically the reason for the spores and the twisted crazy trees in general. So yeah, this is the reason why I brought up this post, because again, we see this, right? These are obvious signs of infection. Interestingly, the bright green spores seen on the pines in Acorn Flats or the twisted trees of the Twisted Forest are actually signs of infected trees. So that's the reason why I've brought it up. And welcome to the live stream, Mistress Romanova. Finally, I just want to touch on the game guide, which features descriptions of most of the monsters. This is a case of extremely incorrect information regarding these monsters, almost certainly because it was made by a separate team or someone uninvolved with the project initially that didn't have the info to go on. These descriptions are simply wrong and should not be considered canon. So Devin obviously read what I posted because I was talking about plant life. It's not just Mojo's Minsons. There's also plant life that was infected, which incredibly became sentient, such as the Creeper King at Really Twisted Forest. So these descriptions right here that you can find on FusionFall Wiki, which is also very interesting in its own fashion, because it says right here, you're at the core of Fuse's army. They may be small, but Fusion spawns are dangerous since they tend to travel in packs. All of Fuse's monsters are Fusion spawns that have adapted to the environment, the one exception being Fusions, which are a creation of Fusion matter and a specific item. Okay, nice. Going to the... I'll see you later, James. Thank you for coming to the live stream. Make sure you leave a like and check out the Discord server. Yeah, but this is interesting. Now, according to Devin, this is not considered canon, and it's considered extremely incorrect. But it's interesting nonetheless. That just imagine, the most sophisticated monsters, such as like the Gatekeeper, or like Rage Roadkiller, or Dawn Doom, Bad Max. They were originally fundamentally these shapes and form. But apparently that's not correct. So, anyways, going back into this, the reason why I brought up is that these trees are signs of infection. So, in other words, they can potentially be like an actual fusion monster waiting to be developed. Waiting to be developed. Okay, so this was pretty early. I gotta say, the shadows of the trees are my favorite part. It all looks amazing, especially the biggest tree in the background. There's a big tree in the background. Oh yes, there's a massive tree in the background. Makes me kind of wonder, like, that spot in well, I'm thinking of something. That spot in Acorn Flats, there's that massive, really tall tree where there's platforms and you have to go try and climb it, and there's like a mission involving fuzzy lumpkins, and it's a good thing that I actually have a FusionFall fuzzy lumpkins, infinite possibilities. Where is it? I'm referring to this platform right here. It would be pretty cool if we can not just have this platform back, but also having multiple platforms that we can use in FusionFall Legacy. This thing's absolutely massive, and goes to the very top. We're not even close to the very top yet. It's really tall, very, 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 very tall. and then you just jump down. It'd be pretty cool if they actually have more of that in FusionFall Legacy. Just a little kind of minor detail that they can include. Anyways, Magical Dealer. Yes, I love that guy. I like to go watch his Twitch streams. Funny dude, really is funny. Okay. Be right back. I'm gonna go take a hike. Oh, this doesn't even have 3 pages. As a forestry major, this makes me happy. I'm the kind of dork who went through Skyrim and tried to identify the trees. That's actually really cute. So like when I was learning botany in high school, not a lot of people tend to actually like learning about the plant kingdom. But as a person who just loves to learn for the sake of learning, I found it very interesting. Now, biology is not my strong suit. However, I force myself to make it my strong suit. I turn my weakness into a strength because I'm more of like a physics kind of guy where I understand concepts instead of like mass memorization. But like when I was learning botany in high school, in grade 10 and 11, it was very interesting because we have you have a tree, we have a plant. Mushrooms are not plants; they're fungi. It's a completely different kingdom. Fungi. But you know, like we see a tree, right? It's very interesting when you look at a tree because it's not just a tree. It has its own interesting anatomy for it. So these are called gymnosperms, I think, gymnosperms. Yes, gymnosperms are called naked seeds, or also called conifers or sacads, or yes, I remember learning about their divisions. But you know, like when you see a tree, it's not just a tree; it also has its own intricate system for it. Or okay, this is not the best example, but conifer life cycle. You know, I remember looking at these diagrams, and I found it very interesting. These are just trees, you know. It's happening like while I'm speaking right now. Especially, I live in a place where there's a lot of forestry. But just studying these life cycles, right? It's absolutely insane how. So like the significance of the gymnosperm, if I can give some sort of analogy, is that it was the first division of plants that actually does not have to be nearby a source of water. And this is significant in a way because before gymnosperms, before conifers, and before their relatives appeared into the big stage, plants such as moss, one of the earlier phases, one of the earlier forms of plants, they always have to be nearby a source of water. Otherwise they can't grow. But for gymnosperms or conifers, or these pine trees, or these Douglas firs, that's where our provincial tree here in British Columbia is the Douglas fir. They don't need water. So the significance of that is that it can travel hundreds of miles. Well, not hundreds, but it can travel dozens of kilometers, carry through the wind or carry through animals, and it can be planted. And it doesn't need to be nearby water. So when you look into an analogy for this, so it's kind of like when reptiles started laying eggs. It's like when reptiles started laying eggs, because the significance of when reptiles or their ancestors or their relatives reptiles started laying eggs on land is that, again, these animals don't have to be it doesn't have to be nearby a source of water, similar to amphibians, where they require both water and land to exist. So like So when reptiles started laying eggs, they can reach out much further into the inland continent, and instead of just being trapped into the shore. So it's very interesting when you really try and study biology, because in my opinion, biology is the most interesting out of the sciences, because we have mathematics. It's not a science. It's not a science because it doesn't use the scientific method. And then we have physics, which is the study of our own reality. And we have chemistry, and then we have biology. And biology transcends into a lot of other fields, such as zoology, botany. Yeah, it's very interesting. And like I remember, like when I was studying biology in high school, I would go on YouTube and I would try and immerse myself with the material, because again, biology is not my strong point. I'm more of a physics kind of guy. I love astronomy, but it's very interesting. I remember watching Planet Earth, and I'm being amazed. It's definitely one of the best documentaries of all time. But enough about that tangent. Again, this is a live stream. This is not just some sort of informational kind of thing. I need to have my own personality, right? Because you have to be yourself. Anyways, Prickly Pines, Fusion Blossoms Lair. Okay, so this is a significant photo posted by Prizzy5. Ben, dude, I'm trying to merge in lanes. Okay, so a lot of significance here. A lot of significance. So we have Blossom here outside. We have definitely a Peachtree Commons cardboard fortress. We have I think Lee Kanker or Marie Kanker here. And again, it's self-explanatory. We have a fusion roaming around in the public. That never happened ever in FusionFall. Maybe it was referenced inside of the world missions, but you never see like a fusion just roaming around. I wonder what that common goal will be. Maybe breaking into the cul-de-sac. Also, as always, they all look amazing. How did the Terrafuser get on top of the trailer? There's a Terrafuser. Ah, yes, on the top left. And why is he not doing anything about it? Even fusions with the lair will sometimes step outside to roam around, so both. Okay, yeah, we don't see the tentacles of the fusion lair. Noisome and noise. The range will probably be like normal enemies where they attack you when you get close. I highly doubt they will go around searching for people. That'd be pretty cool. If they can actually have fusions roaming around in the public, and it's kind of like it's kind of have its own mini world boss, and it drops its own it drops its own unique set. So like for example, if you can remember where I showed you I showed you Luther Fall Angel unreleased sets. Where is it? Yes, here it is. Yes, this was this was really great. Just like again, it would be pretty cool. Like just imagine like Fusion Vilgax is just roaming around at Off-Road Plaza, right? And he's his own mini road boss, and each time you kill him, he drops a piece of this set, right? And this is something that can be grindable, and it's not just for Fusion Vilgax, but it's also probably for for Fusion Blossom. Fusion Blossom will drop some sort of unique item set. Go close this and this. Okay. Oh, we already looked into this one. Fusion Blossom's Lair and Belladonna. Oh well, I've been live streaming for 3 hours now, and so what's gonna happen So we finished page, not really page 6. Yeah, but we finished that entire section. That was a lot of fun. A lot of good things to go talk about. So this is definitely going to be a live stream that is going to be a lot longer than the picture of the day, where it was roughly 11 hours. I'm expecting this to definitely be probably like 10 parts long. There's a lot of things to go talk about. And I don't really want to make a schedule. I just want to do things when I want to go do it. Okay, so we have ourselves a photo posted August 25, 2016. This was 2 days before my birthday. And a lot of stuff going on here. And hear my dog moving around. So, okay, we have that spanking dude. We have, who is this one right here? Is this a Night Brace? Oh no, that one is Night Brace. I don't know who this one is. It's too kind of blurry. Hopefully someone in the comments will talk about that. Here's a Mr. Boss. Here's a Sticky Beard, and here we have Night Brace. So I think there's something going on in the background as well. I don't know what this is. There's some sort of dome here. What else can be seen? So this is infected. This is probably, you know, like an updated K&D trading infected zone area. Not infected zone, but like a trading ground area, which is slowly starting to be infected, which you will see in the future. But again, it would be pretty cool. You know, I already had that long tangent of adding Mr. Boss inside FusionFall Legacy. He has a lot of episodes. Night Brace is also has a good amount of episodes, as well as the spanking dude. I think the one that would definitely make the most sense would be adding Mr. Boss. It just would just make the most sense. It's kind of odd that there's no father here. So we have a lot to kind of dig through here. I love this one. Looks like an actual K&D trading area instead of a construction area. Cans are allowed in. Trading dummies are pretty awesome too. We've already seen that Terrafuser before, but this gives a great shot of the fusion matter effect. I love it. It looks much more like an infection would instead of that veiny stuff the original had. Yes, and there was a before and after photo of it. Okay, so FusionFall developers archive. That's no development database. Here it is. Okay. So we're looking for a before and after, and this guy, interestingly enough, also is named Brian. Before and after. Nope, this is not it. So we have a long table of contents here. Oh, devlog, Fusion Matter, living like Larry. Before. Okay. It's somewhere here inside of this development database. Here it is. Okay. So here we have the before photo of. Oops, we're gonna make this 1920 by 1080, and wow, that's really small. Okay, and here we have the after photo, which is significantly larger. And I'm under the assumption that this is the upgraded photo of what they're talking about. So, let's go make this a lot smaller as well. Okay. So yeah, this is the before. It looks very empty. It looks like it's some sort of construction. Whereas for this one, there's a lot of stuff added here to make it something where you can actually explore and I wouldn't be too surprised if this stuff was included inside of the K&D infected zone area. Yes, more K&D villains confirmed. And the mosquito in the background, I hope they'll be placed there in this game. Mosquito in the background. Mosquito. Oh, yes, this one. This appeared a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the mosquito? Oh, this is the mosquito. Yeah, this is the K&D flag right there. That's a very sharp eye. Yeah, this is the mosquito right here. Referring to this one. So here we have the K&D flag. We have this very large spherical look. So yeah, that's definitely the. Well, not definitely, but it looks very much like the mosquito from K&D. Okay, so. Oh, there's another nice photo of the future training zone area. Night brace. Yes, absolutely. And again, it'd be pretty cool if there's like, you know, some sort of mini game here where like you can use your rifle to do a practice target. So like you're positioned like, you know, with a gun, and then you have to like you know, aim from this one position, and then like they go up and down, these signs, they go up and down, and then you get like you get a high score for depending on how many times you hit them. Yeah, again, it would be very nice if there was you know, if there was some mini games like that. Number 362 or Big Boss? Ah, yes, the supreme leader of the KND. Yes, I think he would appear in FusionFall. Like he's too big of a character to not be included, and it was honestly kind of surprising that he was not in FusionFall Retro or you know, in the OG. Then again, you can only include so many characters, right? So it makes me kind of wonder, is like, are they confirmed? Is Nightbrace and Mr. Boss confirmed? Right? Are they gonna be, or are these just cameos? Because it'd be pretty cool if we can have Nightbrace inside, as well as the spanking dude. Okay. Training grounds, interior, radar, dish. All right. August 23, 2016. We have a radar dish here, and you have to defend this radar dish from Fuse's monsters. If you want to help number 2, contact the KND Moonbase. Ooh, very sexy. Okay, copy image, and okay. So we have a box there. That's new. We have a fence there. That's new. So sector V is still going to be floating. There's a Terrafuser right there. Obviously, monsters are not here. I'm going to assume that the monsters are still going to be the same, if not slightly modified. So just imagine. Okay, we're gonna open up. This is the folder one. Desktop, legacy photos. Where are the GIFs that I have stored? Yeah, so here's a GIF of a satellite here, and just imagine. Yeah, this is definitely gonna appear in FusionFall Legacy. Here's some more GIFs within the Sector V area. These are not part of the FusionFall Legacy pictures of the day. So we can see the fountain is moving. It's swirling. Here we have a person dancing, floating. How are they floating? They're developers. As you can see here, is a very subtle detail. The grass is actually moving with the wind. Very interesting there as well. And even in the background, the grass is also kind of moving as well. They're interesting. And here's like another interesting GIF of a fusion spawn and like particle effects. In the background over there, you can see a sprinkler, very, very small, but it's rotating. And here's another view of the K&D trading area. So these GIFs are definitely out of date. Here's that rotating sprinkler. These very small details that's kind of surprising. It's not even included inside. Here's another one of the satellite moving. Here's another interesting, kind of funny one. Here's a fusion spawn, like mandroids are chasing it. It would be pretty cool if it was like a GIF that you could use for Discord or like for FusionFall forums. Here's another set of here's another GIF of the fusion spawn, the fly and the Socktangular. This is definitely somewhere located in the future, so that's pretty cool. Here's a bunch of other stuff. It's not really that interesting, but you'll see this again in the distant future. So yeah. I brought up those GIFs because like I saw the satellite and I conveniently have saved a photo of a satellite GIF. So radar dis fishing cabin. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sacrificing my sleep just so I can do this live stream. I don't have the luxury of streaming at prime hours. Anyways, okay, we just have fish and a fishing net. We have a Planet Fusion looking much bigger than usual. It's probably located at Leaky Lake if it's still no longer affected. What is sleep? Yeah, what is sleep? Wow, looks so good. Good job, devs. I love the Planet Fusion in the background. They also showed it off in the OG game, how it's behind the clouds. That looks so cool. I was going to use a Flapjack's lair. Let me go see my OBS stream. Okay. Just realized that this is in the future with infection reaching the water, hence the fishes appear. Behind, you mean? The fish looks ready to evolve. Where's the fish? Oh, very subtle detail. Yes. So this looks like a caught fish, and it's green, so it's definitely infected. So if it's infected, then probably Leaky Lake is also still infected, or a portion of Leaky Lake is infected, or maybe the water is just beginning to be infected, and it's your job, the hero, to save Leaky Lake from being infected further. Staking trees and shadows, yes. So I think a lot of people don't realize is that, again, just going back into those GIFs and trying to animate these photos, you know, so we have this. This grass will very likely move around. These trees will probably move around as well. You know, just yeah, we can definitely see. Just open your eyes to the imagination of this. Fish. Fire Swamp. So this is very exciting because this is the very first photo of the Darklands. And here's a quick rundown of the fire swamps. Molten lava, check. Marcy Swampland, double check. Danger, triple check. So yeah, this is the very first photo of the Darklands, I believe, from a picture of the day. Barely see your face. How do I zoom in? Okay. Filters, properties, configure video, camera control, zoom. Oh, that's too much zoom. Okay, it's interestingly not zooming further. Okay, I zoomed it in. Okay. What was I talking about? Okay, yeah, this is the very first photo of the Darklands from Picture of the Day, at least to my knowledge. And let's go close all of these photos and expand the canvas. And yeah, so if you can remember, like one of the very first photos from Picture of the Day, we had the Sector V treehouse being shown. Let me very quickly get that photo. Room space, I think it's page 7. Powerpuff Girl house. So this is one of the very first photos, and that was posted June 29, 2016. And okay, here we have the Sector V treehouse on the very right, obviously, and you would think that that they got closer, but the reality is that they only increased the render distance. So so this is obviously the dark tree. It's going to return. It can be shown much further in the background. Here we have like a bunch of wooden logs sharpened and set up. Trees here. We can definitely see the lizard, the stone drakes, not the stone drakes, but tar titans. What are the monsters at the fire swamps? FusionFall monsters, fusion monsters, fire swamps. So we definitely see the return of the Creeposaurus Rex, the Lizard Queen, Magma Hulk, and the Tar Titan. So just imagine this place. There's lizards here. Probably there's dinosaurs in the background. Tar Titans are not in this photo, but probably somewhere in the mountains. But it's lively. And also something that that I just noticed is that, okay, like, you know, in the Dark Glade, right? There was these twisting spiral things, and I have a video for it. YouTube FusionFall Infinite Possibilities, Dark Glade, and where is it? Yes. Here we go. This was posted January 21st, 2019. Yes, you see these, right? They're on the dark lane, and I'm gonna go slow it down in the video. I'm kind of screwing up here. Go speed this part up. Yeah, here we go. This is what they look like. So it's a lot closer to the dark glade. Okay, so going back into the fire swamp photo, those floating things, they're a lot further out. You know, you can see them, and they're a lot bigger as well. So probably in FusionFall Legacy, the dark glade is a lot more infected, and so we have a path here, right? This is probably the path towards the dark glade, and probably they kind of relocated the dark glade's location very slightly. So going back into the photo, well, not this photo, but this one right here, there's a lot of promises here. Tree bridge over the river of lava. Yes, and yeah, I brought this up in the last picture of the day live stream, but it kind of blows my mind that if you were to go like stand on a volcano, or if you were to go, yeah, if you were to go stand on a volcano, you don't get any damage at all. It blows my mind. You're literally on top of a volcano, or you're literally walking on here, and you're not getting any damage. And I think it would be pretty cool if they can implement that sort of feature where if you're to step on the lava where the floor is literally lava, you're going to get damage similar to the amount of damage you would get from fusion matter, but instead of like the fusion matter damage sign, it's actually a flame symbol sign. And you know, kind of reminds me of Pokemon. You know, like if your Pokemon has the burn effect when you're battling, their damage output is actually halved, I think. So imagine you're burning right now, right? And so like while you're being burned, your weapons only do half as much damage, or like a quarter as much damage, because your weapons are on fire and they're kind of malfunctioning. Now it would kind of introduce a sort of unique mechanic in terms of grinding. So there's some, okay, they're reusing the trees here. I don't know what this thing is. It looks like some sort of wall. Let's so close this one right here. All right, 2-0. This place new. You can almost smell the sulfur. Actually, you know what would be really cool? This reminds me of what Stevie stated. So I brought up the mention of rain in FusionFall. They have that from the alpha game, and they have that, and they had snow for the Kinismus event, right? So when the Kinismus event was running in December of 2018, it kind of also reminded me, like, instead of this being snow, can it also be like sulfuric acid, because it's white? So it'd be pretty cool if, for example, when you enter the fire swamps, there's going to be like a rain of like sulfuric acid. Obviously, it won't really harm you, but it has that really nice effect towards it. To add in sulfuric acid into the fire swamps would make a lot of sense, though, right? Anyways, fire swamps, skate park. How long have we been live streaming? Oh, it's been 5 minutes now. So this is gonna be the last photo that we're gonna do for picture of the day part 2. We went over more than 12 photos in the last 3.5 hours, or last 3 hours, because the first 30 minutes I was talking about updates such as like the webcam and stuff. So here we have, it's this is actually very significant. Here we have Probably cuts and bruises. It's no longer infected. Those structures no longer exist. Or probably, oh, so here's Townsville Mall. They definitely made it a lot more of a hub. There's buildings here. Probably you can go inside, or like there's some sort of vendor there that can sell you some nice sort of items. So yeah, so Townsville Mall definitely got updated. Fusion Matter here. So probably the Cuts and Bruises skate park is slowly starting to be infected. But yeah, so something that I kind of want to go see in FusionFall Legacy would have to be making the vendors much more useful, and in terms of selling items. Now, I kind of have some sort of radical proposal in terms of this. So, well, since, you know, for example, rare items outside of event items, rare items, you know, kind of like the Planetary Mercenary or like the 8-ball Fireball Cannon, those rare items, right? It'd be pretty cool, again, since they have no value in the game, like Taros value, like people don't really trade for them. It'd be pretty cool if the vendors at Townsville Mall, but just vendors elsewhere, will actually sell you not just common clothing, but they can also sell you uncommon clothing as well as rares. Now, I'm not exactly sure about them selling ultra rares, right? But I think it would just make vendors a place where instead of just going to them for crock pot material, you know, they can actually also sell you uncommons and rares, and I think it would make collecting a lot easier and a lot smoother in a way. Because I know for a fact that the overwhelming vast majority of people that like to collect items, they only really bother collecting the ultra rares, and it's rare. It's rare for someone to actually collect rares, and much more rare to collect all the uncommons as well. I know a dude who managed to collect all of the items in the game, and that's honestly very impressive. I only managed to collect all the items down to the uncommons, but every item in the game, including all the commons and like Egger items, that's really is impressive. So kudos to you. You know who you are. But yeah, I think that would be a way to make vendors a lot more interesting and a lot more useful. So let's just look into the comments here. The skate park isn't an infected zone in FusionFall Legacy, but that doesn't mean it's not a gnarly place, brah. So, Orchid Bay is where Cuts and Bruises was. Though it's tiny enough that you could pass through en route from Market Row to Bravo Beach and never notice it was there. Even if it ain't infected, I'm sure it's looking like it's be one of those Terra fusers. Townsville Mall. I love the new design of the skate park near the mall. The old one did seem kind of small. Fusion skateboards. Dank reveal. Yeah, so it looks like Cuts and Bruises, but you know, this is Townsville Mall or Townsville Center, and you know, if you're familiar with your maps, right, FusionFall maps, or you know, areas, this is where this is Orchid Bay, right? This little box right here. This is where the Cuts and Bruises is located, whereas Townsville Center is located right there. So we have two areas in the way. So they probably either relocated Cuts and Bruises, or it's probably just some sort of similar park that's being infected. But let me just read the caption again. Yeah, isn't an infected zone in. Okay, so it's leaning more towards Cuts and Bruises from Orchid Bay, but possibly they just relocated it. Ironically, when I zoomed in, I'm going to do this. It's actually kind of cutting off my forehead, so I think I'm going to not zoom in, configure video, and we're going to do this default, and wait, no, cancel that, configure video, camera control, default. Just gonna do it like that. Okay. Tear fusers is about to form half pipes. Yes. So, okay, so you know that half pipe at Townsville Mall inside of the game right now, where it has like Fall and I like Johnny Bravo on it. So instead of this being cuts and bruises, it's probably just that half pipe that was relocated nearby here. So it's probably cuts and bruises is still located inside of the game, but that half pipe inside of the mall, it's no longer there. It's just relocated outside of the mall. Be pretty dope. You can actually go skating inside of Legacy. Yes, no fusion layers or anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be useless. I mean, like the developers can easily add in some fusion layers and more missions inside of it to make it much more interesting. Development of downtown. Yes, everything is going to be remodeled. Kevin NPC, so is up there. Yes, I believe Kevin, the younger Kevin, likes to go skate. Okay, so that was a good photo. Let's go and that was skate park. Man, we covered so many photos. More like probably 24. How many photos was that? I remember it was, I think right around here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, almost 24 photos we reviewed. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Let me go and make this a lot bigger. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of sad that this is not in 60 frames per second. Unfortunately, a 60 frames per second camera is not within my budget, and apparently they don't really exist unless you want to go purchase a 4K webcam. Then it would have the 1080p 60 frame per second option. But anyways, yeah, thank you everyone for watching. This is a significant video in terms of my YouTube channel. I'm showing my face. I got this brand new mic, the Blue Snowball, using Logitech. Tomorrow I'm gonna tomorrow's already today. I'm gonna have my headphones come in today, and yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to do, or no, today or later today, I'm gonna do Left 4 Dead 2. or probably another picture of the day. To be honest, I kind of enjoy picture of the day more because I actually get to go talk a lot more compared to like Left 4 Dead, where like I'm just incredibly tense and I have to be quiet so I can go pay attention to my surroundings. But again, I'm really happy about this. I think it went very well. I mean, I started the recording around like 1 a.m, and obviously that's the worst time for you to go live stream unless people from like Europe are watching this right now, or people from the East Coast where it's like 7:22 in the morning. They're beginning to wake up. So again, thank you for watching. Please remember to leave a like. Please subscribe. Join the Infected Zone Discord server. It's inside of the description. Check out the Universal Item Guide. And don't forget to be awesome, okay? This is Infinite Possibilities signing out, or you can call me Brian, and I will hear from you soon. Bye.